It's time for Class 2, District 2 Tournament Softball at Eugene. Our games brought to you by MFA Agri-Services of Lebanon, Indian Creek Antiques, Iberia School District, Town & Country Supermarkets, A to Z Exterminating, the Marys County Bank, Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company, VFW Post 3168, the Dixon Caring Center, the Lakeway School District, Gasco Sage Electric Co-op, Post Pond of St. Robert, Air Serve Heating and Air, Life Care Center in Waynesville, Tax Pros and more, the Dixon Nursing and Rehab Center, and our seasoned sports sponsors. Connor Harbert has the call. He is on the sidelines at Eugene, ready for this Class 2 District 2 tournament.
And once again, welcome back out here to Eugene High School. Our final game about to get started here for today. It's going to see the 3 and the 6 seeds. It's going to be seeing the Hartville Lady Eagles taking on the Crocker Lady Lions. Connor Harbert back with you here on 97.9 The Source. 2 games in the books. We now know New Covenant Academy. They will be moving on to the district semifinals. They will take on the Iberia Lady Rangers. And now we know the winner of this game will face off against the Eugene Lady Eagles. Eugene defeating Lakeway 11-0 in 5 innings to move on to, again, the district semifinals. But got to be a little bit more relaxed this time. We are yet to announce starting lineups here on the field here for this one. So a small pregame for you here in this one. Of course, Crocker trying to become the first Frisco League team to win tonight after the 2 previous Frisco League teams both fell in action here today. But it's going to be a tough test. This Hartville team earning the 3 seed behind Eugene, but ultimately not by much. Hartville this season coming in with a record of 15-13 in district play. So this is a team that's going to be a pretty tough test to get by here. Crocker 10-13 on the season. This game really could be a good one. These 2 teams, I think, a lot closer than the 3 and the 6 seed might kind of suggest. Crocker, meanwhile, we do have a little bit of experience with Crocker. Of course, we've seen them quite a few times here this season. Last time we saw them was actually against Waynesville, taking the trip to Waynesville, taking on the Lady Tigers of Class 5. Narrow loss in that one, 4-2. So, as I was telling some people before we came on down here today, mentioned this Crocker team could give Hartville a run for their money. This game could be a lot closer, like I said, than these seedings suggest, but we'll have to get going here in just a few moments. We do have your starting lineups. We'll go ahead and mention them now here for you. We'll first take a look at the Crocker Lady Lions. Again, 10-13 on the year. Batting leadoff today, that's your third baseman, Emma Ruth. Batting second today, that's your shortstop in Madeline Fancher. Batting third today, the right fielder, Olivia Hayes. Batting cleanup will be your second baseman, Catherine Boulware. Then batting fifth will be the designated player, Madison Parks. Batting sixth, first baseman, Katie Huey today. Batting seventh will be the center fielder in Brooke Gann. Batting eighth will be the pitcher today, Gretchen Candy, back in the circle for the Lady Lions. Batting ninth will be the catcher, Maddie Rader. And then the flex player today, flex out in left field. That'll be Tessa Danielson. So the Lady Lions, again, 10-13, 6th seed here in this district tournament. Meanwhile, the lineup for the Hartville Lady Eagles, again, 15-13 on the campaign. Batting leadoff for them, that'll be their shortstop, Katya Todd. Then batting second will be the center fielder, that's Brooklyn Klein. Batting third, left fielder, Jenna Kelly. Batting cleanup today will be the catcher, Brielle Klein. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Haley Parker. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Taryn Flaxman. Batting seventh today, that'll be your first baseman, Sarah Palmer. Batting eighth, the designated player, Maddie Brown. Batting ninth, second baseman, Aaron Still. And then finally, your flex player today will actually be your pitcher, so a bit more traditional with the flex player. But your pitcher today will be Riley Boyd. So, Todd, Klein, Kelly, Klein, Parker, Flaxman, Palmer, Brown, Still, and Boyd for Hartville. For Crocker, Ruth, Fancher, Hayes, Boulware, Parks, Huey, Gann, Candy, Rader, and Danielson. Should be a very good one here today. Crocker wearing the blue jerseys and the black pants here today. Hartville, they are wearing their white jerseys with the blue stripes and the lettering. They are also opting for the black pants here today after a couple games of all red. We're getting all blues here in this one. Let's take a short break. When we come back, it's time for our final game of the Class 2 District 2 softball quarterfinals. Again, Hartville and Crocker. Coming up next, you're listening to, again, the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Hi, this is Brad Shelton at the Marys County Bank. Every day, the Marys County Bank touches every corner of your life and supports you as you turn your life's goals into accomplishments. Whether it's purchasing your first car, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, or preparing for retirement. From your first car to a new life after retirement, the Marys County Bank is there for all your life's milestones with our full line of products. Stop by one of our 10 locations and see how the Marys County Bank can support your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What does Seeger Toyota of St. Robert do for you? Number one, we provide a great atmosphere. Number two, with over 220 new Toyotas either on the ground or heading our way, we provide a great selection of new Seeger Toyotas. And number three, we have you covered for pre-owned as well with over 140 on the ground now. You get to deal with the number one new car dealer, used car dealer, and service department as voted by you through the Best of the Best of Pulaski County Awards 2023. Let us show you what it's like to be treated the Seeger way and make this buying a car thing fun, like it should be. That's Seeger Toyota of St. Robert next to Walmart and at SeegerToyota.net.
If you're looking for a unique or vintage item for your home, shop Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville. They have a variety of antique items and collectibles, furniture, glassware, pottery, books, toys, and more. Something special is waiting for you at Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville. Open Thursdays at 11 a.m., Friday and Saturday at 10. Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville on East Highway 38 at the four-way stop. And like Indian Creek Antiques on Facebook.
If you're a farmer, you know that things don't always go as planned. That's why MFA Agri-Services is here to help. Hi, it's Larry here at MFA in Lebanon. We offer a wide range of products and services, including custom mixed bulk feed, animal health supplies, hardware, and fertilizer. Now is a great time to apply fertilizer to increase forage growth for fall grazing. We also provide soil testing, no-till drill rental, and sprayer rental. Stop by one of our locations in Lebanon, Richland, Grove Spring, or Conway today, or visit mfalebanon.com to learn more.
And once again, back here, Eugene High School, where we are once again about to begin our final game of the evening. The 3 and the 6 matchup, the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament. And the Hartville Lady Eagles, the 3 seed, taking on the 6-seeded Crocker Lady Lions. Connor Harvey here with you, 97.9 The Source. Hartville out in the field first. Riley Boyd going through her warm-up tosses. She gets ready to face the top of the Crocker order. It'll be Ruth, it'll be Fancher, and it'll be Hayes. All set to take their cuts here in this half inning. Should be a good one. Of course, we talked about Crocker, 10-13 on the year, on a 2-game winning streak that actually came to an end after the Waynesville game. You might remember, if you listened into that Waynesville broadcast, they were on a long losing streak. 6 games that ended up streaking to there, but did win out, including a win against Dixon. So, the team that's been playing some pretty good softball when it matters most. We'll see how they do here today against this, again, very strong Hartville squad as the first pitch misses high and outside here. It's ball 1. So Ruth leading things off here. Wearing 5, playing 5. Don't know if it's a thing for third baseman here in this district. It's not going to be a thing for Hartville, though. Of course, Riley Boyd wearing number 5 as the 1-0's a fastball delivered high here for ball 2. Lights are on, sun's down. It's a little bit colder here for this game, as you might expect, as the 2-0 also misses for ball 3. High and outside once more. Had to dash out to my car just before we went on here to go get my jacket. Had to don the blue jacket for the occasion. Even I'm blue here for this final game. 3-0. Taking it all the way here, drops below the knees. Ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk here for Emma Ruth to begin this contest. So Ruth aboard here. That brings us to shortstop Madeline Fancher. Fancher settling in here, batting from the right-hand side. We'll see if she squares up to bunt, pulls it back. Now swings away, sends a line drive out toward left. It's going to be handled by the left fielder. It'll only be a single, but there's Crocker's first base hit of the day. First and second now with nobody out. Crocker plays some high-scoring games for the most part. The game against Waynesville was an outlier, that 4-2 score. Crocker averages 7.9 runs a game here this season. Trying to find my way back to Hartville. Actually, these two teams have played a game before. Did forget about that. I totally knew that coming in. But yeah, kind of fits Crocker's MO. First pitch missing high, by the way. 1-0. A 9-inning game, get this, 21-11 in favor of Hartville. That game went into extras. Here's a bunt popped up, giving chase to the catcher, who makes the catch. Now the throw back to second, not going to be in time. Ruth gets back to the bag in time. Big jump for a ball into foul territory, but they only get the out here on Olivia Hayes, who pops out for out number 1. Get you some stats about Hartville here. Hartville, they average 6.8 runs a game. They average giving up 5.6. First pitch here to Catherine Bolware is taken. Outer half for a called strike 1. So first and second with now 1 away. 7-inning contest again. Barring any run rule shenanigans, as we saw in the last game. Actually allowed us to get back on track a little bit. You might notice that break was a little bit longer than the one in between games 1 and 2 today if you've been listening along. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Again, pretty much an all-dirt field here in Eugene, 1-1. Here's a swing, hard fly ball out toward left, but it's playable. Catch is made, and that's out number 2. Jenna Kelly getting underneath that one. And Crocker now in danger of wasting those first 2 base runners here. Here comes designated player Madison Parks. But I mentioned an all-dirt field, not all dirt, I'd say about 80%. This field also, I presume, the Eugene baseball field. They put up a shorter fence for the occasion, and I assume they just flatten out the mound during the fall season. Got one of those mesh fences you might see during the Little League World Series. That draws a picture for you. 0-1 here to Parks, fastball high, 1-1. But that means that there's very little grass. I talked about it as kind of a pseudo warning track, if you will, when you do finally reach the outfield grass. It means those balls are coming in hot out in the outfield today. Here's a swing, ground ball, over towards second, gets by, and that might score a run. Ruth is going to round third. She will come home to score. They'll stop there. It's first and third, but Crocker takes a 1-0 lead here in the first. It's an RBI single for Madison Parks as she hits a ground ball just past the outstretched glove of the second baseman. Travels on into center field and gives Ruth enough time to score. Fancher, meanwhile, moves over to third on the play, and again, Parks has herself an RBI single. So 1-0 in favor of Crocker. Inning continues on here, still with 2 outs. First baseman Katie Huey to the plate. Huey, a right-handed batter. She's swinging away. She sends a fly ball out towards center. Getting underneath it, though, is the center fielder. That's Brooklyn Klein, who makes the catch to end the inning. But Crocker's on the board. RBI single, Madison Parks. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 2 runners left over on base. Let's traverse to the bottom of the first. Hartville getting their first at-bats in this one. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Students come and students go. Some start at the elementary level and continue in the same district until graduation. Others move in, some move out for a variety of reasons, but usually it's the parent's job that facilitates a family's move. Whatever the reason, the Iberia School District welcomes all students. At Iberia, students get the best possible education from a staff of dedicated teachers, coaches, and an administration that cares about the product they send out every May at graduation. Whether it's continuing their education, the military, or the 9-to-5 world, the Iberia School District is proud of their Rangers and Lady Rangers.
Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the products and services and savings they offer their friends and families, like eClub. Sign up today and keep up to date on special promotions and events. Log on to tcmarkets.com and find every store's weekly ads right at your fingertips. Print off coupons to save even more money. Check them out on Facebook. Browse recipes too. Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the area youth and proud to be a part of their communities.
Bottom of the first here in Eugene. Crocker, first one on the board. They convert 1 run in the top half of the first. Now trying to keep Hartville without a run. Trying to carry that lead into the second here, but they'll, of course, have to face the top of the order. Todd, Klein, and Kelly. Connor Harbert here with you today, 97.9 The Source. Been a long night of softball. If you've listened to us or if you've followed me along here for all 3 games tonight. I salute you. If you're just now joining us, welcome. Had 2 fun ball games today. 2 shutouts today. Dixon shutout today, Lakeway shutout today, but Crocker, they break on through. They pick up a run, become the first Frisco League team to score here in this district today. See if Iberia can do the same tomorrow. First pitch on the way here to Katya Todd. Misses high here, and that's ball 1. Todd, a right-handed batter, playing short. Gretchen Candy in the circle for the Lady Lions. Delivers a fastball, high this time, 2-0. Again, Candy has really taken over as the number 1 pitcher for the Lady Lions this season. Sophomore delivers the 2-0 now. Outside here, and that's ball 3. Todd well ahead in the count here. Presume she'll be taking this one all the way. Here comes the pitch. It misses low, and so top of the first begins with a 4-pitch walk. Bottom of the first, same thing, 4-pitch walk. So Todd will trot on down to first here. That'll bring up our next batter here, number 2 in the lineup, center fielder Brooklyn Klein. Klein again, another right-handed batter. First pitch, squaring up to bunt, pulls it back, pitching at the knees, throw down to seconds, too high, off the glove it goes. But there at center field, save it from going any further, Brooke Gann. So it'll just be a stolen base here for Todd. She'll find her way into scoring position. 0-1 the count. Pitch was called a strike, in at the knees. Next offering here, still squaring up to bunt. Bunts one foul down the third base side. Ruth charging that one in from third base. But the spin on the ball carried it over the line here. It's 0-2. And we'll see if Klein now looks to swing away. Down in the count with 2. Not showing bunt right away here. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt. Throw will go on down to first. Meanwhile, Todd takes over toward third. They'll just get the out here. There's one down. So that potentially tying run here in the first is over on third. One down. Here's left fielder Jenna Kelly. Kelly hit by the first pitch. She'll trot on down to first. Second free pass given up here by Candy in this half inning. To go with the walk earlier. First and third now. Here for the catcher, it's Brielle Klein. So Klein, right-handed batter. Following up on Brooklyn Klein earlier in the inning. Squares up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch miss high and inside. Kelly takes off for second. She'll be given the bag here. Will go down as a wild pitch officially, but second and third now. Go ahead run over on second. Klein behind the plate today. Far cry from what I presume to be her sister earlier in the lineup. Here's a swing. Shallow line drive. Foul. Just foul. Just to the left of the foul line, and so that'll be strike one here, 1-1. That was about maybe a foot away from potentially 2 runs. I will say Kelly was holding up over at second to wait and see if that ball was caught or not, so maybe just the 1 run. But Crocker catching a break there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch from Candy. Here's a swing. This one's definitely a foul. She'll send that one into the trees, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Again, 1-0. Hartville threatening to tie this one up, though. Here's the next pitch. 1 hops the plate. We'll go 2-2 now. Good job behind the plate there. That was, of course, Maddie Rader keeping it in front of her. Very important here with those 2 out. Those 2 runners on. Second and third. Next 2-strike pitch from Candy. That one also One hops the plate. This time, though, it gets by Raider, and that's going to be how the run scores. So Todd scores from third. Kelly moves over to third. And this ball game's tied here in the bottom of the first, one apiece. Raider unable to stop that one. So we have ourselves a new ball game. This one will not be a shutout. But who gets the edge from here? Still full count. Still a runner on third for Hartville. Still only one away. Candy comes set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball high. Ball 4. So Brielle Klein will draw the walk. Second walk of the inning given up by Candy. And they'll let her go all the way to second. And let her go all the way to second. And so it'll still be second and third here. That was a bit odd. But here now is the third baseman, Haley Parker. First pitch again was high, ball 1. Time's now called here from the field umpire. Had a loose ball near the on-deck circle. Now I've got some jammed fingers. Home plate umpire today trying to barehand that one. Caught one off the finger. It's cold out there. You got to make sure. Believe we're in about the low 60s by this point. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one, they're going to say it hit her. Sounded like it may have caught the bat there, but Parker will get the benefit of the doubt here. It's the fourth free pass given up by Candy here, and so we'll have the bases loaded. Candy with lots of control problems here, does have the strikeout, but now 2 hit batters and 2 walks here in the first. Hasn't paid for it just yet, just the 1 run, but now a bit of a powder keg of a situation here. Hartville just looking for the spark to bring the runners around. Parker aboard, and again the bases loaded. It's the right fielder in Taryn Flaxman. There is an opportunity if a ground ball comes quickly to Crocker that they can throw home here, force it in any bag. See how it goes here. First pitch is low, ball 1. Of course, any more free passes from Candy, and the runner just comes home for free at this point, takes the lead. Long first inning here in this one. 1-0. Outside, got away to the backstop. Bounces back, though. Raider to it quickly, and all the runners will hold. That will make the count 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Next offering up. Fastball high, and it's 3-0. One more pitch outside the zone here. And Hartville takes themselves a lead here in the first. See what Candy offers up here. 3-0. Fastball high. It's ball 4. Everybody advances a bag. Hartville now leads 2-1. So Kelly scores. Brielle Klein to third. Parker to second. Flaxman will again trot her way down to first. And before we get to Sarah Palmer, we're having ourselves a full infield visit. So 2-1, but the base is still loaded. Still an opportunity here for Hartville. A ball into the gap, a ball down the line. Low roller down the lines. Really, you've got a lot of opportunities here if you're Hartville. You'd obviously prefer the gapper. A 3-run, a 3 RBI, single, double, triple. Or hit a grand slam. We will have a pitching change, though. So, pitching change here in the first. As Gretchen Candy will come out of the ball game here. And it looks like Catherine Boulware will take over from here. I believe Candy has moved on over to second base. So I think it's a 1-for-1 trade here. Candy remains in the game, but now at second. And Boulware on over into the circle. Let's take a 60-second break. We'll come right back. 2-1 in favor of Hartville in the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
As the years go by, everything gets older. Even the new seeds just planted. Getting older means getting wiser. And in the banking business, that means keeping up with the times. For 112 years, the Bank of Crocker has met the needs of the Fort Wood area and exceeded those needs with the most modern banking services available. With Android and Apple mobile banking apps. And at bankofcrocker.com, online banking is a click away no matter where you are. Personal hometown service, however, has not changed. That's one thing that's stayed the same as the Bank of Crocker turns 112. The Bank of Crocker, with 4 locations in Crocker, Richland, Waynesville, and St. Robert. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Ever think about living to be 100 years old? Well, maybe you will. Hello, this is Martin Vernon, owner of Memorial Chapels and Crematory. Making plans and being prepared for events in our lives is the right thing to do. At Memorial Chapels, we offer many choices in funeral planning, and we're always available to discuss options regarding how best to fund those choices. Because when it comes to important events in life, you really need to get prepared.
So now 2 down as we actually come back to action here. Catherine Boulware now the pitcher for the Lady Lions. Got a force play. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. As Boulware now delivers another swing and a miss here, and it's 0-2. 2-1 our score. Hartville leads. A walk bringing home the go-ahead run here, but Boulware finding strikes. Next pitch. Here's a swing. Foul ball off to the right here. Off the top of the concession stand. Oh, still 0-2. Again, that ground ball. Sarah Palmer right back to the circle, right back to Boulware, who flipped it on over to home plate. Got the force out they needed. Everybody else advanced to back, so still bases loaded. Next 0-2 in the dirt here. 1-2. No balls. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next one. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that will end the inning. So ultimately, Hartville strands 3. They find the 2 runs they need, though, to at least take the lead here in the bottom of the first. 2 runs on no hits. There were no errors. And again, 3 runners left on base. So Crocker will need to, find themselves another run to tie this one back up. We'll have the top of the second when we come back in 60. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament right here on 97.9 The Source.
Football season means one thing, tailgate parties. And for 46 years running, the best-selling tailgates have been Ford F-Series. And right now at Ed Moore's Ford in St. Robert, you can get their best deals of the year on every built Ford Tough truck in stock. Hurry in today to get great low APR finance rates, big cash back, and amazing low monthly payments. So before you head to the game, head to Ed Moore's Ford in St. Robert and get the ultimate tailgate for the ultimate tailgate party. Stop by now and get backed by Morse today.
Family first. My dad used to tell us that all the time. But family first wasn't just something he'd say to us. It was how he lived every day of his life. And it's how I try to live mine too.
At Shelter Insurance, our agents are dedicated to helping provide personalized auto, home, and life protection that puts your family first.
For a free insurance review,
for auto, home, life, farm, or business insurance, see me, Dave Howlett, your Shelter Insurance agent in Richland.
Or come see me, John Gregory, in Crocker.
Back here once more at Eugene High School. Top of the second now on the way. 2-1 our score. Hartville now leads Crocker, but the Lady Lions back at the plate trying to tie this one back up. First pitch here to Brooke Gann. Ground ball right back up the middle. A good way to start. She finds her way aboard. Leadoff single here. Gann aboard now for, again, now the player at second base, Gretchen Candy. Candy started the game, of course, as the pitcher, ran into a little bit of control problems, but now playing over at second. Still batting, though. She swings at the first pitch, misses, 0-1. Connor Harbor here, 97.9 The Source. Here's a swing, a bunt laid down. That's a great spot. It ends up being a bunt single. Right in between first baseman and the pitcher. Nobody could get to it. 2 straight singles to start off the second. First and second now, nobody out. Here for the number 9 hitter, catcher Matty Rader. So tying run now over on second. Again, still very early in this contest. But every run, very important, especially in a do-or-die kind of game. Here's a pop-up. Who's going to call this one off? It's actually a infield fly. Infield fly rule is going to be called, so Rader was automatically out. But that'll be out number 1. Runner still on first and second. Emma Ruth to the plate. Ruth walked her first time up. She drew 4 straight pitches outside the zone. Ended up coming home to score. RBI single later on in the inning. Madison Parks represents the only run. Trying to change that here with one swing of the bat. First pitch. Taken high. It's ball 1. Being joined by some fuzzy friends here at the commentator's booth today. Not hornets, not bees like I've become accustomed to, but moths. Had about 4 moths fly up to me here. I am not complaining, at least compared to what I usually get. 1-0, misses low and inside. It's ball 2. Had a lot of run-ins with moths as of late. Back at home. Could tell a story about that. Here's the 2-0 ground ball over to second. They'll apply the tag for 1. That's all they'll get, though. No throw over to first. Lead runner moves over to third on the play. There'll be 2 down. Runners at first and third. Did she miss the tag? Thought they applied the tag there, but it looks like they missed it. And so everybody's safe. So Candy ends up getting to second after all. Ruth now on first. It'll still be a fielder's choice. But there will only be 1 down. Now here's a line drive into center field. That's going to tie it up. Will Crocker try to take the lead? They're sending Candy home. Here's the play at the plate. Not going to be in time. Crocker leads 3-2. 2 RBI single. Madeline Fancher comes through with the big play. Scores both Gann and Candy. And Crocker retakes the lead. Our 3rd lead change here in just 1.5 innings. So Fancher comes through here. Ruth moves up to second on the play. First and second with 1 out. And here comes right fielder Olivia Hayes. Hayes choking well up on the bat here. First pitch. Squares up the bunt. Did make contact, but bunted it foul. And it's 0-1. Winner of this game faces Eugene tomorrow. See if either of these 2 teams have played Eugene here this season. There's a possibility. Here's a bunt laid down this time. Both runners going to try to advance. They're going to try to make the third. They threw it away. That's going to lead to a run or 2. That ball's all the way down the left field fence. They're going to score 2 here. Meanwhile, another play here at third. Sliding in. No slide, but that will be Hayes getting on over to third on what was intended to be just a sacrifice bunt. 2 more runs score, and Crocker leads 5-2. Costly error that time, as Hartville tried to get the lead runner, but threw the ball up the left field fence, allowing 2 runners to score. There'll be an error here on the pitcher. First Hartville error today, but it leads to 2 runs and a 3-run deficit. So the visit will come to a close here. The inning continues on. Runner on third, 1 out. Catherine Boulware to the plate. 4-run inning here for the Lady Lions. Again, remember, they like to play high-scoring ball games. Seems par for the course. First pitch to Boulware. Swinging away, fouls one off. 0-1. Missed my comment about it earlier. These 2 teams went into extra innings earlier this season. 9 innings. Crocker lost 21-11 to Hartville, which of course implies there were 10 runs scored in extra innings. The big inning is always very real for or against Crocker. Looks like this time it's 4. 0-1 pitch to Boulware, misses high here, 1-1. We'll say, on the Hartville side of things, it does not say 9 innings, so I'm not quite sure how that game actually turned out. But I love the implication, even if it didn't go Crocker's way. 1-1's fouled off to the right and out of play, 1-2 now. Boulware, who's 0 for 1 and a fly out to left. Trying to bring that runner home from third. Boyd comes set. 2-strike pitch. High and outside here. 2-2. Big thank you to all of our sponsors you've heard throughout the night. Plenty of sponsors joining us for this one only. I scrambled them all up, so I can't tell you who specifically. Here's the 2-2. Here's a swing and a long fly ball to left. That's got distance. It's going to land, and it's going to hop over the fence. It'll be a ground rule double. Boulware will have to hold up, but the run will score. Make it 6-2 in favor of Crocker. RBI double. Ground rule double for Catherine Boulware. 6-2 in favor of Crocker. 5-run inning. And still with the potential for more here, with only 1 out. Both times she's hit the ball out to left today. That time, not a chance for Jenna Kelly out and left to run that one down. Brings up Madison Parks to the plate. She swings away. Ground ball up the middle. Swings through. They'll hold Boulware up at third. It'll be first and third with still 1 out. Crocker has officially batted around here on Hartville in this second. Now time going to be called here. This time, just a meeting between pitcher and catcher here. And also, assistant coach Carlin Summers for the Lady Lions. So, 9th batter of the inning. Sorry, I'm hypnotized by the announcement here. Only 3 extra large district t-shirts left, so if you want them, get them now. But 9th batter of the inning stepping up here, first and third, 1 out. Boyd will remain in the ball game for now here. Katie Huey, who ended the inning with a ground out in the first. She'll take her cuts here, trying to find some empty space. First pitch from Boyd, squaring up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch misses high, runner taken off for second, throw goes to third, but Boulware dives back. She'll be safe, and Parks again takes second. Trying to catch Boulware, unaware. But she was not unaware. She is Boulware. That sounded better in my head. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch to Huey. Line drive out toward right. That gets down. Boulware is going to score. 7-2 now in favor of Crocker. Parks moves over to third. Boulware scores. RBI for Katie Huey. And we're back to where we started the inning. But it looks like we may or may not be making a change here for Hartville. See, it's a full infield visit now. This has been a 6-run inning here for Crocker. Only the 1 out. That was very early on in the inning. Maddie Rader popped out to the pitcher. Infield fly rule was called. But since then, things have gone very south for Hartville, very north. On the up and up here for the Lady Lions. So we'll have ourselves a pitching change here. New pitcher in the ballgame here for Hartville. We'll take a 60-second timeout. I'll tell you who that is when we come back. Don't go anywhere. 7-2 in favor of Crocker here in the top of the second. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Role models are more important than ever in today's society. You can serve as a role model for others the next time you display good sportsmanship at a high school athletic event. Good sports are winners and are also vital to preserving our fine sports traditions. So the next time you attend a sporting event, remember to be a good sport and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Pests can really bug you. I know they bug me. But you can get rid of all types of pests and protect your family, home, and environment by calling the folks at A to Z Exterminating. A to Z Exterminating provides the best pet and human-friendly treatments 7 days a week and education to help you keep your home pest-free. And of course, reasonable prices. A to Z Exterminating for your home or lawn, whether it's an emergency or you want to schedule an appointment, call today at 573-336-4448. A to Z Exterminating, offering the best service throughout the area.
So the new pitcher, Ella Fairchild, will take over. Neither starter lasting very long in this contest. Remember, Crocker already pulling their starter, Gretchen Candy. But Fairchild will take over for the outgoing starter, Riley Boyd here. 7-2 our score, the Crocker Lady Lions. They're picking up that infield fly rule out. Have now sent 8 batters to the plate without an out. This will be the 10th batter of the inning. A 6-run inning. They lead again 7-2 over Hartville. Again, it's Connor Harbert, 97.9 The Source. As Brooke Gann settles in here. She started off the inning with a single. Later came around to score. Squares up to bunt. Pitch inner half of the plate there. So called a strike. Meanwhile, though, Huey does move on over to second. Jury's still out, but obviously 6 of the 9 Lady Lions have scored a run in this inning. Could have 2 more if Parks and Huey come around to score. 0-1 now offered up. Swing, pop, fly. First base side, catch is made. Both runners retreat here, and that's out number 2. So Gann pops out to first. 2 outs now. And Gretchen Candy will get her second chance here in this inning. Candy single last time. So 1 for 1 in today's game. First pitch offered up here by Fairchild, low and away. Good job behind the plate. Brielle Klein keeping that one in front of her. Remember, runner on third. Trying to at least keep this a 5-run game. Again, I'll refer back to the 21-11 ball game. This game cannot feel like it's over, especially with it only being the second inning. Could have some more runs yet, both sides. Next pitch, Candy fouled it off to the right here. Catch off the cage. Nicely done by Klein. 1-1. I'm always impressed by those catches off the cage. I know probably softens it up a little bit, but I don't think I'd have the necessary reaction time to catch one off the cage like that, especially when it hops back a little bit quicker. Bunt laid down by Candy. Bunted it foul, though. 1-2 now. Candy actually picked up a bunt single when she was up earlier in the inning. But now with 2 strikes here, might not be an option anymore. Might have to swing away. R2 down in the inning. Fairchild comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Taken high this time, 2-2. 2's on the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. This 7-2 ball game here in the second inning, top of the second. This game almost an hour old. We're in it for the long haul in this one. Here comes the 2-2. Fastball just below the knees. Allegedly, 3-2. Candy might have caught a break there. So full count here, first base and occupied. Walk here would just load the bases. Fairchild, though, looking to end the inning right here. Comes set, and the pitch, the payoff pitch. Again below the knees, that's ball 4. Candy draws the full count walk. He'll head on down to first here, and that brings us back to catcher Maddie Rader. Kick off the gear and step up to the plate. So Rader again popped out. Infield fly rule was called. But gets a second chance here with the bases loaded. 2 outs. Perhaps a big moment in this game. First pitch to her. Caught the corner, lower outside corner at that. 0-1. So Rader 0 for 1 in today's game. Number 9 hitter in the lineup, the 12th batter of this inning. After this, we'd go back to the top of the order once more. Emma Ruth on deck. Here's the 0-1. One hops the plate, gets away. Crocker threatening, but not going to send the runner. Klein recovers quickly enough. It's 1-1. Again, it's Parks over on third. Huey on second. Candy on first. Fairchild delivers the 1-1 now. Swung on, foul tip, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Rader steps out of the box, looks down the third base line. Now comes back in, and we'll get this 2-strike pitch. Fairchild winds, Fairchild delivers, and hits her. Hit her square in the back. Run will come home from third. 8-2 now. Well, it's a painful RBI, but an RBI nonetheless here for Rader. Trots on down to first. It looks like they'll check on her, but should just swing the shoulders a little bit. Like I said, caught her right between the shoulder blades, but she's good to go. So Candy moves to second. Huey now moves on over to third, and we're back to the top of the order here. Emma Ruth. Ruth, who is 0 for 1 today, but has scored 2 runs. Takes the first pitch in there, first strike 1, right down the middle of the zone. Ruth walked in the first, came home to score, was the first run of the game. Reached on a fielder's choice in inning number 2. Which, of course, actually, don't think that's what that is. Here's a swing, fly ball off to the right. Give me a second. I have to register here. Because there was only 1 out at that moment. Couldn't have been 2. What did I write there? Is that an error? I don't actually know. But what's important is she reached base earlier in this inning, and she also scored. Got the doctor's handwriting for that one. 0-2 the count. Next pitch, low and away. 1-2. Ruth stays alive. This at-bat perhaps more important than what's already been done. It looks like FC. It really does. But it couldn't have been. Because that would imply a second out. I'm not sure. 8-2, 1-2 pitch. Chased one up high, but made contact with it and fouled it off to the right. Out of play, it sails. Still 1-2. Is that an E6? Is that just me making a mistake? We'll never ever know. Second try here at 1-2. Fairchild checks the sign. Here comes the next 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball well outside here, and it's 2-2. Tried to get Ruth to chase outside. Already had her chasing once here in this at-bat. But outside, not as appealing to Ruth, who waits on it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Chased it high and popped it up. Over towards second here. Charging it. Dropped it! So a run will score here, and a second run will score as well. Dropped the ball over at second base. And it's another 2-run error here for Hartville, and it's 10-2 in favor of Crocker. And that's why you run out those pop flies. Huey scores. Candy also scores. Rader moves to third. And Ruth now stands over at first. Still 2 outs here. Madeline Fancher back to the plate now. And now I can tell you, 8 out of 9 Lady Lions have scored in this inning. Here's a swing. Actually, I think I may have my own score wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I have 10. There. Now they've changed it up on the scoreboard. They had 9-2 for a brief moment, and I was starting to second-guess myself. 0-1 here, swing and a miss on the first pitch to Fancher. Runners on first and... Nope. Runners on second and third here. So Ruth took off on that first pitch. Pitch low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 here in a now 8-run ball game. Fairchild looking to end the inning here. Fancher looking for a third base hit. It's 2 for 2 today. Next pitch. Too high, 2-1. Fancher had a single in the first, then a 2 RBI single in this inning. Has an opportunity for 2 more RBIs if she can hit one out into the outfield. Here's the 2-1. Swinging away at it. Fouled it off to the backstop here, 2-2. Two errors in the inning here for Hartville, both of which have led to runs. 2 runs, in fact, 2-2. Fastball high, 3-2. A walk here would not score a run. Second and third. Strikeout ends the inning. Crocker swinging the bat very well tonight. Here comes the 3-2. Swing. Fly ball off towards center. Dangerous territory, but the catch is made. The shortstop moving back on it. That was Katya Todd. Falls to the ground, but makes the catch and ends this inning. But not before Crocker picks up 9 runs. 9 runs on, count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits. 2 errors and 2 runners left on base. So Crocker with a lead, but they have to keep it there. 10-2 now our scores. We head into the bottom half of the inning. Back in 60, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Mountain Dew Zero Sugar asks, ever wonder what it would be like to live in an alternate universe? One where everything seems to work just the opposite of the way you'd expect? Well, friends, welcome to the alternate universe of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. The taste is nothing less than outrageously delicious. And Mountain Dew Zero Sugar comes in awesomely exhilarating flavors, like Original Dew Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew Spark Zero Sugar, and Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero Sugar. Try the incredible flavors of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Zero Sugar, all dew.
Are you tired of all the games that other furniture stores play? At Paul's Furniture, we've got the biggest name brands at the guaranteed lowest prices. You come in, you're going to see that price on it. The next time you come in, it's going to be the exact same price because we always have the best deals, the best prices, and the biggest name brands with free delivery. We're going to do whatever it takes to earn your business at Paul's Furniture. That's what's made us the #1 furniture store in Pulaski and Phelps County for the last 30 years. Or if you're tired of the games that others play, come see us at Paul's Furniture.
Bottom of the second here at Eugene High School, 10-2 now our score. A 9-run inning for the Crocker Lady Lions, sending 14 batters to the plate, picking up 9 runs and blowing open this one. But they have to keep this lead. Remember, again, and I promise I won't reference this the rest of the night, but 21-11 last time these two teams played, so there's a potential for a lot more runs. There is still a lot more softball to be played. We are just in the bottom of the second, but Crocker is in a good spot coming into this half inning. Connor Harbin here with you, 97.9 The Source. It'll be 9-1-2 set to take their hits here for Hartville. We'll have Still, Todd, and Klein. And we'll take their first cuts. Excuse me, just Still will take their first cuts. Here in this one, Todd and Klein will come up for the second time. Crocker are going to meet in the circle. Again, it'll be Catherine Boulware who took over midway through the first inning. Gretchen Candy, the starter, ran into a little bit of control problems, but ultimately it is Boulware who was able to navigate the situation there, left with only the 2 runs in that first. So, again, we'll see how this one goes here as we have a short conversation here between catcher and umpire. Raider talking things over. Still Nell settles in here, right-handed batter. Boulware, right-handed pitcher. First pitch here, misses low. Ball 1. 1-0 count here to Still, who's playing second today. Next pitch, fouls one off. Long foul ball toward the concession stand, but it's out of play here, and it's 1-1. No hits just yet here for Hartville. Picked up their 2 runs on walks and hit by pitches. Also a fielder's choice that brought home a runner. Here's the 1-1 now. Pitch missing high, 2-1. All Blues here today, if I didn't mention that before. 2-1. That time caught the upper half here, and it's 2-2. Boulware 1 strikeout today. Struck out Matty Brown to end the first inning. Delivers now the 2-2. Fastball low, and we go full. Start this inning here, 3-2. Three and two. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fouled it off. Does enough to stay alive here. Still 3-2. Boulware, the junior. It's been kind of that 1-2 punch with Candy throughout the season. In the circle. Tasked upon it here. Full count. The payoff pitch. Popped up. Middle of the infield. Candy tracking to her right. Makes the catch. That's out number 1. So Still pops out to begin the inning. That brings us back to the top of the order here. It's Katia Todd. Todd, again, scored one of those 2 runs for Hartville in the first. Drew the walk. Stole second. Came home on a wild pitch. Swinging away on the first pitch. Ground ball. Took an awkward hop. Throw is wide. Believe that was going to be an infield single anyway. Now a throw moves her over to second, so she'll get credit for the hit. And also a Crocker error to move her on over to second. 1 out single for Todd, and then an error on the shortstop to get her on over to second here. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. Here's center fielder Brooklyn Klein. Klein struck out back in the first, so she's 0 for 1. First offering to her here. Inner half of the plate. About thigh high here, and it's 0-1. Klein, a senior. He's out in center field today. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball over towards short once more. That ball's going to be bobbled. Rounding third, the play at the plate, not going to be there. Now cut the lead here to 7, 10-3. And meanwhile, Klein's going to move on over to second base. It'll be another error. Again on short. 2 errors now in the inning for Crocker. Todd will come around again all the way to score. So that'll cut into the lead a little bit. A long way to go, but still only on the bottom of the second. This game an hour old. And so that 7-run deficit now in place. Here is left fielder Jenna Kelly. Kelly Sr. Ball slapped off to the right and out of play. Kelly, a utility player for the Eagles, listed on the roster as an outfielder, an infielder, and a pitcher. And so, count them up there, that's 8 positions that you could potentially see Kelly at. Obviously, there's probably some preferred positions in there, but it's a lot of fun. Here's a hard hit line drive out toward right field. That gets by and up to the fence. That's going to score the run here as Kelly rounds second. They're going to say it got underneath the fence. And that'll keep her over at second. Again, it's a rather loose fence because of the mesh. So those balls will sneak on through, but still, it's an RBI double, and the lead's cut now to 6. The pendulum swinging back the other way a little bit. So 10-4 now our score. And will Hartville score some more? That was cheesy, but here's Brielle Klein up to the plate here. I had that rhyme in my head as I was saying it. Oh, it's been a long day. 0-1, ground ball over to the third base side. Foul. 0-1 here to Klein. So again, one of two Kleins here. This one, the younger one, sophomore. Rather large Hartville roster. Plenty of names. Here's the 0-1. Swung at it, but fouled it off up and over the top into the parking lot here. 0-2. We're out of softballs. Gotta find one somewhere, right? There we go. Found one. Toss it on over to Boulware here, and we'll continue on here. Gotta track some of those down. So runner on second here. 0-2 count. 1 out. Boulware's next pitch. Our ground ball over to short. That one bobbled a bit here. We'll have no throw on it. And it's a third error. Hartville right now just slapping it on over to short. Things are happening for him. Tough time over there for the shortstop. That's Madeline Fancher. He's now committed 3 errors here in this inning. First and second now, still with 1 out. And here's third baseman Haley Parker. First pitch to Parker. Missed the corner. 1-0. Parker's a junior. Time going to be called here as we get some more softballs in. Tying run still in the dugout, but already 2 runs across. Here's a 1-hopper to the plate, 2-0. Parker ahead in the count here. Next pitch from Boulware, and it hit her. That one caught her on the arm, and the bases now will be loaded. Tying runs now in the hole, not quite on deck just yet. But Hartville now poised maybe for a big inning. Already left the bases loaded once today. They'll try to avoid doing that there. Here comes right fielder Taryn Flaxman. Flaxman stands in, takes the first pitch down the middle for strike 1. Flaxman, a senior. One of the seniors in this lineup. Perhaps one of the more experienced rosters we've seen here today. The 0-1 is now fouled off to the right. Lots of distance, but not quite the right angle. It's 0-2. Of course, knowing what we know about Iberia, Hartville might be the most experienced squad in this tournament. Of course, Iberia, with their 3 freshmen, just a little bit younger. No balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch. Chased it high, but sends a fly ball out toward left. Crocker underneath. Catch is made. Runners will hold up here. 2 down. So Flaxman flies out to left for the second out. Catch was made by Tessa Danielson, the flex player today for the Lady Lions. And still with the bases loaded, here's first baseman Sarah Palmer, the 8th batter of this inning here for Hartville. First pitch, low, briefly gets away. Raider, though, quickly out of the stance, gets to it, 1-0. Palmer is a freshman, so this roster not without their freshmen. Got a couple of them, in fact. Here's the 1-0 now. Swing, ground ball, over toward third. They'll try to chase back to the bag. Did she get there? Yes, she did. Everybody's safe. Trying to chase it down to third, but Klein beats her out. Kelly scores on the play, cuts the lead to 5. 10-5 now. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. Parker moves to second. Palmer gets credit for a fielder's choice. But now here comes the 9th batter of the inning, Sarah Palmer, swinging a miss. Excuse me, not Sarah Palmer, but how about Maddie Brown? Palmer now over on first here. But still a swing and a miss and strike 1. 3 runs across in the inning here for Crocker. 15 runs in 2 innings. Wouldn't expect anything less. Here's a swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt, gets away, and they're going to try to send the runner. Throw down to Boulware. Boulware missed the ball. Now they've got two players over at third. Somebody's going to have to try to run here. They're going to just go ahead and watch everyone back here. Hartville caught a huge break there. But everybody is on the bases. Base is still loaded. Summarize that one. That ball got away from Raider. The runner over at third, Brielle Klein, hesitated, then tried to go. Boulware at home plate dropped the ball. But meanwhile, the runner over at second was trying to go to third. They briefly had two players standing on third. But Crocker decided to let the runner retreat to second. Didn't want any more shenanigans. Here's a hard fly ball out toward right. Catch is made. And that will end the inning. So for the second straight inning, the bases will be left loaded, but still 3 more runs here for Hartville. 3 runs coming across on 2 hits. There were 3 Crocker errors. And again, 3 runners left on base. So how about 15 runs in 2 innings? This game proving to be the highest scoring affair we thought it could be. Let's take ourselves 60 seconds. We'll come back for the top of the third. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
The VFW Post 3168 at 26050 Swindell Drive in Richland is the place to watch Army football. They have a canteen and kitchen with nightly food and drink specials and steak night every Friday and Saturday night. The VFW has cornhole tournaments Monday nights, bingo on Tuesday, and karaoke Wednesday through Saturday night. Check it out, the VFW Post 3168 26050 Swindell Drive in Richland. Your place to watch Army football. The Dixon Area Caring Center is a thrift store, community room, and food pantry. The thrift store is donation-based. Donations may be dropped off during business hours. Food pantry hours are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. until noon. If eligible, you can receive food pantry assistance once a month. They also serve commodities on the third Thursday of every month from 1 until 3 p.m. The DACC has recently added a fitness center. If interested, call or stop by the store and get an application. Dixon Area Caring Center is here for you always when you need them.
We've played an hour. We're in the top of the third. Here in this one, 10-5 our score. Crocker leads Hartville here in this one. Our 3-6 matchup. Currently it's a 6 seed out in front here in this one. But the Lady Lions coming back to the plate here. They will try to reclaim some of the lead. Again, led as much as 8. At 10-2 there, but Hartville finding 3 runs in the second to close the gap just a little bit. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Coming up here for Crocker, Hayes, Boulware, and Parks. They'll all take their 3rd trips to the plate here in the third. Harbin here with you, 97.9 The Source. Glad you could join me here for this one. 5 hours of softball here in about 20 minutes. Earning my paycheck, so to speak. So here's Olivia Hayes, squaring up to bunt, takes a stab at it, fouled it off. 0-1. Hayes today is 0 for 2. Popped out to the catcher, her first appearance in the first. Reached on an error in the second. Wasn't necessarily involved with the play, but was assisted along by an error, so maybe actually a fielder's choice. Is what it is. 0-1. Here's a swing. Hard bunt. Off towards short. More like a ground out than anything, but they got her. 6-3. That was more of a stabbing bunt from Hayes there. Caught all of it. Bunted it right toward the shortstop. Katia Todd, who made the play. Got her just in time. Beat her by a step. And so there's 1 down. Here's the pitcher, Catherine Boulware. Boulware back up to the plate. Takes a first pitch strike. Caught the upper half. Boulware's 1 for 2. RBI double in the second inning. Was one of only 4 Lady Lions to not get a second at-bat in that third. Or in that second, I should say. Next pitch. That time it was too high, and it's 1-1. Again, good-sized crowd on hand here as we move toward 15 till. Blue in the stands. 1-1. Misses outside this time. 2-1. Crocker to my right. Hartville to my left. Called games for both these schools before. Hartville in an interesting situation, ended up calling their Final Four boys basketball game last year. Of course, for our sister stations over in Lebanon. Did him a solid that day. Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Of course, Crocker, I can't tell you all the times we've broadcasted them. At least I have personally in the last 2 years, but there's been a lot. Softball, basketball, baseball. We've seen it all from the Lady Lions and the Lions. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, going to the breaking ball, but kept it too high. And it's 3-2. Speaking of basketball season, make sure you're ready. Next month, the Frisco League basketball tournament. I think 5 hours of softball is a lot. Just wait until we get to that basketball tournament. 3-2. Pitch outside, ball 4. Boulware draws the walk. So Boulware reaches base for the second time today. First base runner of the inning for the Lady Lions. And here comes designated player Madison Parks. First, a courtesy runner to run for Boulware. In comes Brooke French. French, a sophomore, set to run here. Madison Parks steps in for the third time. Parks, 2 for 2, 2 singles today. RBI single in the first, single in the second. Immediately squaring up to bunt here. Now pulls it back, pitch low, gets away. French taking off for second. She'll get there easily. Wild pitch. Allows French over to second. 1-0 count. But again, that Frisco League tournament, I don't have my winter sports schedule on me. It's still in the works. But it is coming up end of November. 1-0. Here's a swing, soft ground ball, first base side. They'll race back to the bag. They will win that race. But French does move on over to third on the play. So Parks will ground out 3 unassisted. First time she's been retired in this game. And with 2 away, here comes first baseman Katie Huey. Huey 1 for 2 today. Ground out to second in the first. In the second, RBI single. Looking to at least get 1 more run. Swing, soft ground ball over to first. Scooped up, takes it to the bag. And that'll end Crocker's top of the third. Nothing doing here for Crocker. A far cry from the 9-run second, but no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. It remains a 5-run ball game. 10-5 as we enter the bottom of the third. Hartville looking to, again, reclaim some of that deficit. Back in 60, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Paul's Furniture has the largest selection of mattresses you're going to find anywhere at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go. We got mattresses from Spring Air, Sutherland, Ashley. If you're looking for mattresses, we've got the biggest selection of every kind of mattress you can possibly think of, from the top of the line down to the most inexpensive. And we're going to give you 12 months, same as cash financing. We're going to give you your free delivery. We're going to do whatever it takes to earn your business at Paul's Furniture. That's what's made us the #1 furniture store in Pulaski and Phelps County for the last 30 years. Come to Paul's Furniture for the best furniture at the best prices.
It's October savings all month long at your Napa Parts Store St. Robert Auto Supply. See better and drive safer with $16 off a pair of Trico Silicone, Edge, and Force wiper blades. Save up to 30% on Mobile One Extended Performance Synthetic Motor Oil. And get ready for the colder weather with ISO Heat Injector Cleaner, Water Remover, and Full Line Antifreeze, now $3.29 each. It's all at your Napa Parts Store St. Robert Auto Supply off Missouri Avenue. Get the good stuff 7 days a week.
Bottom of the third here in Eugene. 10-5 our score. Crocker held scoreless. First half inning we've had in this contest without a run. But they still hold a 5-run lead. And they'll look to keep it that way here as they face this Lady Eagles lineup coming to the plate in this half inning. 9-1-2 once more. Hartville batting around in that second inning, sending 9 to the plate. So they'll start right in the same spot they began the second. Connor Harbin here today, 97.9 The Source. Again, a programming note tomorrow. Your district softball semifinals. We will not be back out here in Eugene. We will be taking a different route on that day. We will be covering Waynesville football. Tigers off to Rolla. We'll be taking on the Bulldogs out there, so that'll be a 7 o'clock kick over on Z102.3. 6:30 pregame, but we will have the championship game. That'll be Saturday at 4. I'll be back out here in Eugene for that one. No matter who it might be, we'll be out here covering that one. First pitch here, 2. Aaron Still misses low. Ball 1, whether that be Iberia, whether that be Crocker, whether that be Hartville, whether that be New Covenant Academy, whether that be Eugene. We're committed to it. Looking forward to it. 1-0. Swing. Fly ball off to the right and out of play. 1-1. Might give me something to do on a Saturday for once. No, there's lots of things to do in Waynesville and the surrounding area, but if I had my way, local sports is always the answer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch. Fouled it off. It's a novelty as well. Don't get a lot of Saturday sports, or at least opportunities to. No softball often plays on Saturday during the season. But it's a different feeling. You wouldn't understand. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Still. Next pitch from Boulware. Ground ball back up the middle. That gets through. A leadoff single here for Still. She's aboard here. Nobody out. Top of the order coming back up here, Katia Todd. So top of the order, here's Todd. Todd, who is 1 for 1. A walk in the first, stole second, reached home on a wild pitch. In the second, she singled, advanced to second on an error on the same play, and then eventually came around on an RBI. RBI double for Jenna Kelly. Swinging away, first pitch, missed it though, 1-0-1. On Saturdays, you know, when I'm not working, getting up in the morning to play the music, read the news and whatnot, it's a weird novelty feeling to wake up at noon and know you have a game in 4 hours. 0-1. Fastball high here. 1-1, and I may have outed myself as not an early riser. And you'd be 100% right. Stay up late, sleep late, go call a game, enjoy the rest of the night. Perfect day. 1-1. Fastball low, got away from Raider, and that allows Still to move on over to second. Watch some college football when I get home. Might have to catch the primetime games only, but if I can actually drag myself out of bed, there's probably an 11 a.m. kickoff. 2-1. That one hops the plate here, 3-1, in fact. For this 3-1 pitch here, might be good to check what time my alma mater's playing. 3 balls, 1 strike. Boulware. Next pitch into Todd. Again too low. Also got away from Raider. Runner takes off toward third. Todd hustling down the line. She rounds first. She's just going to go ahead and straight up take second. Second and third here. Nobody out. Todd will take second. Is hustling straight over to second. Crocker in no sense of urgency to get that ball in from the backstop. So second and third, nobody out. Brooklyn Klein back to the plate. Klein takes a first pitch strike here, 0-1. Oklahoma State plays Kansas this Saturday, 2:30 p.m., so I will not be able to catch that one. At least not live anyway. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball over toward first. That's going to get into the gap. That one also gets by the right fielder. 1 run's come across, make that 2. And the lead is cut down to 3. So Klein will get the single. She'll get credit for one of those RBIs. But then an error out and right allows Todd to score as well. And again, make this a 3-run game. 10-7 here in the third. First pitch on the way to Raider. That one gets by. And Klein now moves on over to third. So wild pitches have really been an issue here for Crocker in this half inning. They still hold a 3-run lead, but Hartville, a furious comeback try right now. We're not even halfway through. Here's a pitch up high, 2-0. Get that, we are not halfway through this ballgame. And it is 10-7. We've almost seen a 8-run comeback. Still 3 runs away, though. Next pitch here to Kelly. Fouls it off to the right here, 2-1. Kelly today is 1 for 1. She was hit by a pitch in the first. In the second, she doubled. She represents 2 of the 7 runs here today for Hartville. Two one now on its way here. Here's a swing. Long fly ball out toward right. Crocker backing up on it. Catch is made, but it is deep enough to score the run, 10-8. A sacked fly here for Jenna Kelly. Klein scores from third here, 10-8. 1 down now in the inning. But the base is now empty. Brings us to Brielle Klein. So Klein going to get a third crack at it here. She's 0 for 1 today. First offering to her. Too low, gets away, nobody on to take advantage. 1-0. Klein walked in the first, but was thrown out. Forced play, going home. Then reached on an error in the second. Was left stranded over on third. 1-0. Again too low here, and it's 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 1 away. Bottom of the third. Next offering here from Boulware. Swing, foul ball. Off to the backstop it goes, 2-2. I see the NFL still on that Taylor Swift kick, but apparently Travis Kelce having a good game. A reminder, Chiefs over on Z102.3 today. It is why we're here on 97.9 tonight, so maybe can find 2 radios. There you go. Next pitch, the 2-2. 2-1, misses low, and it's 2-1 now. Three balls, 1 strike, base is empty. There is 1 away here in the third. Next one, too high. It's ball 4. Klein draws herself a second walk today. Klein has now reached base 3 times in 3 innings. Joins Katia Todd for that particular category. And so we'll get ourselves a courtesy runner here for the catcher. Out to run. It'll be Claire Dickinson. Dickinson, a freshman. There you go. Here's your true utility player. Dickinson listed as an outfielder, infielder, catcher, and pitcher. But now, she's a runner. So there you go. Dickinson set to run for Klein. Haley Parker to the plate now. She's also looking to reach base 3 times in 3 innings. Now here's a rundown between first and second. Dickinson slides. She is safe. Got to the bag just in time. Hop between the bags there. And now we return to the plate here, 1-0 count. An awkward silence over the stadium here for a moment. Can hear the instructions being shouted. Here's a pitch that's called, strike 1. Raider keeping a close eye on Dickinson there. But it's an even count here to Parker. Parker today, she was hit by a pitch, and I did not mark down what she did in the second, but I know she was stranded on second. Here's a swing and a miss, 1-2 now. Dickinson taking off, throw to second, not going to be in time. Almost falls off the bag, but keeps her foot there. Dickinson steals second. I think Parker. Come on, think about it. I think she's singled. We'll give her credit for one. Trying to think. Believe she did. Believe it was also a scoring play. 10-8 our score, bottom of the third. 1-2 the count. Next pitch from Boulware. Swung on, high chopper over to third. Coming up on its Ruth. Ruth's throw over to first in time. Dickinson moves to third, but they will get out number 2. 5-3 the put out to retire Parker. Bringing us now to Taryn Flaxman once more. Flaxman 0 for 1. Walk and a fly out. Flew out to left her last time up. Slightly open stance from the right-hand side. First pitch to Flaxman. Swung at a pitch in the dirt there, missed it, 0-1. Hartville, 4 district titles since 2009, but have not made the Final Four since 2009. They've won 15 games in each of the last 3 seasons. Next pitch. Line drive, shallow one, over towards second. Candy played it on a hop. Throw over to first, got it there in time, and that'll end the inning. But it's another 3 runs here for Hartville. They continue cutting on into that deficit. Crocker's previously 8-run lead is now down to 2. 3 runs coming across here on 2 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left over on base. Top of the 4th coming up here in Eugene. Crocker leads 10-8. 10-8 our score back in 60 seconds. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
We all have our faves.
I love baseball.
I love football.
Basketball is my game.
But there's one thing we all love.
Pizza!
If you need to satisfy that competitive appetite, we got your slice right here.
Domino's Pizza in St. Robert is the pizza during and after the game. Try the perfect combo deal. Pizza, side, and a drink for $19.99. Try Domino's Mix and Match is only $6.99. Check it out online at Domino's.com or call your order in at 573-336-3400. Domino's Pizza, 213 St. Robert Boulevard. Looking for a great career? Domino's Pizza St. Robert is hiring all positions. Apply online at jobs.domino's.com.
Are you looking for a life-changing career? Phelps Health is hiring in a variety of hospital departments, including clinical and non-clinical positions. Making a difference in the lives of our patients since 1951, our hospital serves over 200,000 residents in South Central Missouri and offers a comprehensive benefits package, including paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and hourly pay starting at $15. To begin your career at Phelps Health, visit phelpshealth.org/careers.
A new inning, top of the 4th, here in Eugene, 10-8. Now our score, 6 straight unanswered runs here for Hartville. We're previously down 10-2, but Crocker back to the plate, trying to regain some of that lost lead. Connor Harvard here with you, 97.9 The Source. Brooke Gann takes a first pitch strike. 0-1. Ella Fairchild still in the circle here for Hartville. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 coming up here for the Lady Lions. Gann, Candy, Raider. 0-1 offering from Fairchild now. Hard hit ground ball over to short. That gets between the legs into left field. I'm going to give that one a hit. Gann smoked that one over to short. Call me biased if you want. I'm not really that biased, but especially when it comes to hits versus errors. Too friendly is what I am, but Gann gets over on first base here with a leadoff single. So Gann aboard. Here's Candy once more. Third time Candy's reached the plate here today. She's 1 for 1. Squaring up to bunt. Bunts one foul, first base side. 0-1. Candy singled in the second, came around to score as part of that 9-run inning. Walked in the second and also scored as well. Only player to score twice in that second. Facing an 0-1 count here. Gann squaring up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch too high, throw down to first. Gann slides back in. So a 1-1 count here at the plate to Candy, who started out this game again as the pitcher. Was pulled in the first, has been playing at second ever since. Now looking to make an impact again with the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, next pitch. Swinging away this time, missed it though, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Candy behind in the count. Start. Fairchild looking for her first strike. First strikeout, I should say. Foul ball off to the right. Candy will stay alive. Fairchild took over midway through the second. Hasn't picked up a strikeout just yet, but has stifled the damage a little bit. Gave up a few runs, but pitched a scoreless third inning. 2 strikes. Here's a swing and a miss, and there is that strikeout. Got it by Candy there, and there's 1 down. Runner still over on first for Maddie Rader. Again, that Crocker, top of the third, 2 days. The only scoreless inning in this ballgame thus far. Hartville has scored in all 3 of their innings. The big 9-run inning still the difference maker here tonight. Rader squaring up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch above the head, 0-1. 1-0. Rader today, 0 for 1, but an RBI. She was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the second. Caught one between the shoulder blades. A little pain for an RBI. Good trade. Rader going to lay down a bunt this time. Good bunt down the first baseline. First base unoccupied. She'll be safe. Meanwhile, over at second. Can rounding the bag, but she'll stay there. First and second. Still 1 out here for the top of the lineup here. Great bunt laid down by Rader that time. Right on down the line. Just far enough to sow a little bit of doubt between Fairchild and the first baseman, Palmer, on who wanted to go get that one. Guess I should check on the score of the Chiefs game. Was thinking about it, got the notification about Taylor Swift, but they will not tell me who actually is leading. You can decide if that's social commentary or not. So here is Emma Ruth. Ruth swinging away here, fouls one off. First base side. Ah, yes. Chiefs winning 16-0. That'll work for me. 0-1 count here to Ruth. Ruth, 4th time up here in 4 innings. Depending on my handwriting, might have a hit today or might not. Here's a bunt foul once more. And it's 0-2. Again, I can't tell what she did in the second inning, her first time up in the second, but she did score. She does have 2 runs scored today. She's reached base in all 3 of her plate appearances. Her last trip reaching on an error. Remember, that turned into a 2-run error. Next pitch, fly ball right side. Shallow, caught though by the second baseman. Making good this time, and that's out number 2. Aaron still backing up on it to make the play on that one. And the runners will hold here at first and second for Madeline Fancher. Fancher's 4th trip. 2 for 3 today. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Those 2 hits, both singles. Hopped out to short her last time up. That was in the second. Squaring up to bunt. Bunts one right in front of home plate. The throw's going to go to first. It's wide and it gets away. That's going to lead to a Crocker run. As Gann will come home around to score. And the lead's back to 3 now, 11-8. There'll be an error on the catcher, Klein. I believe that throw might have beat Fancher to the bag. But on the play, Gann scores. Rader moves around to third. It's first and third. Here with Olivia Hayes back to the plate. Crocker has reached their previous run total, the last meeting between these two teams. Here's a bunt. Once more. Hayes trying to beat it down here. And it's not going to be in time. I believe there was a miscommunication. I think Klein thought that the bases were loaded. Treated back to home first before making the throw, and by then it was too late. So Fancher over to second, Hayes on over to first. It's another error here. fielded the bunt cleanly enough, but ultimately runners were at the corners. You didn't have a force play at home plate. So the bases are loaded now for Catherine Boulware, cleanup hitter. The stuff cleanup hitters dream of. First pitch is outside for ball one. Chance to do some damage. You've got Rader on third, Fancher on second, and Hayes on first. Next pitch, swing, shallow pop fly right side, but it's out of play, and it's 1-1. One ball, one strike here. Amazing stuff coming from the Hartville dugout. Tell you after this pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Boulware holding up on the pitch high, 2-1. A ball all the way to the fence there. Yell coming from the Hartville dugout, give us something to talk about. Now, you got a good player over there at first in Sarah Palmer, but I don't think she's that fast. That ball was not in the air for very long. Next pitch. Here's a hard hit ground ball over to second. Still has it. Throw to first in time. And that'll end the inning right then and there. So 4-3 will leave the bases loaded here for Crocker. But they do pick up 1 run. They increase this lead back to 3. 1 run on 2 hits. There were 2 errors. And again, those 3 runners left on base. 11-8 now our scores. We enter the bottom of the 4th. We're finally halfway through this one. An hour and a half in. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Lakeway R5 schools are proud of the academic success of their youth. Hard work and dedication of the students is what it takes to achieve goals. The Lakeway R5 schools are dedicated to the education of their students, and the teachers and administration work hard to prepare them for the future. Lakeway R5 schools encourages students to be involved in school activities. This message of support brought to you by Lakeway R5 schools.
Gasco Sage Electric is owned by their consumer members who use their electricity and other services. They've been providing services to Camden, Marys, Miller, Phelps, and Pulaski counties since 1945. Much like electricity, Gasco Sage considers broadband internet to be an essential service, not just in the big cities, but right here in the rural communities they serve. They work hard at making a difference in the futures of the communities they serve. As a new G-Tech Fiber customer, you can soon be part of their high-speed fiber-to-home broadband network. Give them a call today, 573-759-7146.
Bottom of the 4th coming up here in Eugene. 11-8 now our score. Crocker gets 1 run back, but his Hartville offense, they've been slowly chipping away. We'll see if they can, well, finish the story here in this 4th inning. It's been 2-3 runs at a time here. But we'll see if Crocker can slam the door here, get a much-needed 0 spot in this 4th. It's Connor Harmon here, 97.9 The Source. 7, 8, and 9 coming up here for the Lady Eagles. It'll be Palmer, Brown, and Boyd. Nope, that's Still, actually. We start things off, though, with first baseman Sarah Palmer. Palmer today 0 for 2. She's grounded into 2 fielders' choices. Not going to get one here, though, with the bases empty, leading off the inning. First pitch from Catherine Boulware. Caught the upper half of the zone there. Riser there, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike here. Next pitch from Boulware. Tries to go low with it, but it's in the dirt, 1-1. Winds picked back up here in Eugene. And a couple of hours, really, where the wind had started to die down, but we start to move into the overnight hours. Things getting a little wacky. 1-1, misses low once more, 2-1. In fact, it's starting to annoy me, so I'll just put it away. My district program flapping about. There. That'll satisfy me for a little bit. 2-1. Missed the corner, 3-1. course, predicted some rain overnight, apparently. Rain not predicted to come until a little bit later, though, so should be good for the rest of this one. Here's the 3-1 offering from Boulware now. Way high, ball 4. Palmer will draw the leadoff walk, brings the tying run into the on-deck circle. We'll have a pinch runner here. Harlan Caldwell will run here for Hartville. Again, taking over for Palmer. So the tying run's officially in the field of play. Not in play yet, just in the field of play. So that brings us now to designated player Maddie Brown. Brown, 0 for 2. Strikeout and a fly out to right. Scoring up to bunt here. Gonna try. Missed it though. 0-1. Again, this game approaching 2 hours old. Got started just past halfway through the 7 o'clock hour. 19 runs here in the first 3.5 innings. Potential for more with the leadoff batter aboard. Next pitch on the way. That bunt's laid down. Boulware chasing after it. Flips it over to first. In time. That's out number 1. But meanwhile, Caldwell showing off the speed there. Takes third on the play. So Brown is retired 1-3, but Caldwell moves all the way over to third. That's your main job as a pinch runner, to run well, and well, Caldwell succeeded. So, runner on third here, 1 out. And here's Aaron Still once more. Still is 1 for 2. First pitch, too low. Ball 1. Still popped out to second in the second. Then she singled in the third and came around to score. One 0 now. Also too low. 2 straight pitches just above the dirt. It's 2-0. After Still, back to the top of the order where most of your runs have been scored. Still squares up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch found the zone anyway, 2-1. So perhaps important here for Crocker to get this out now. Retire Still, so you at least have 2 outs to work with when you get into the heavy hitters. 2-1 now, fastball high, and it's 3-1. In fact, of the 8 Hartville runs today, 7 of them have come in the first 3 batters. Hodge scored 3 times, Klein has scored twice, Brooklyn Klein that is, and Jenna Kelly has scored twice herself. 3-1, hard ground ball over to third, gets by. That'll score the run, now it gets by the left fielder Danielson. It'll run up to the wall here. She'll continue to give chase. She eventually finds her way in there. Meanwhile, they're going to round third. They're going to try to make it there. She trips as she comes around third. Here comes the play at the plate. Not going to be there in time. She is out. Tried around the base paths, but still is thrown out at home. It wouldn't have been an inside the park home run. It would have been about, I believe, a single and an error. But they do score 1 run. Klein comes home to score on the play. Not Klein, rather, but Caldwell. And the lead's back to 2 now. It's 11-9. So that will be the official scoring. A single. And then an error. Error on left to get her all the way around. But she tripped coming across third. Had she not tripped, I think she might have got there. But 11-9 our score now. Another hard hit ball third base side, but foul. Again, Katia Todd at the plate. Todd represents 3 of the 9 runs, like I mentioned earlier. She is 1 for 1. She's walked twice and singled. Oh, 1 pitch. Just below the knees here, and it's 1-1. On deck here, Brooklyn Klein, who now represents the tying run. The tying run still in the on-deck circle. Still being thrown out at home. Next pitch on the way. Still too low here, 2-1. Boulware behind in the count. Next pitch to Todd. That time missing too high here, and it's 3-1. Walks and free passes in general have been Crocker's crux today. Giving up way more than the other way around. Crocker leading in the hits department by quite a bit. 3-1. Low inside, ball 4. And there's the walk. Third walk given up to Todd in this game. She'll reach base for the 4th time in 4 innings. So Todd aboard here, bringing us again to Brooklyn Klein. Crocker with 10 hits today. Here's a short chopper back to the circle. Boulware has to give chase, flips it over to first. Stretched off the bag, but kept her foot there. And that'll end the inning. So, we're right back to where we started. Back to 2 runs. As Hartville does score 1, Klein has thrown out 1-3 in the end. 1 run coming across here on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 1 runner left on base. Let's go ahead and move on in. Top of the 5th. 3 innings left to play here in this one, with Crocker leading by 2, 11-9. Back in 60 seconds, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament, 97.9 The Source.
For over 50 years, Post Pawn in St. Robert has been offering the best prices in the area on firearms, ammunition, and shooting and reloading supplies. Also, find new and used military clothing and gear, as well as pre-owned power tools and compound bows, and new and used musical instruments and supplies. Get a 90-day layaway on anything. And if you have your guns shipped to Post Pawn or selling them to another individual, they only charge a $25 transfer fee. That's Post Pawn in the Gateway Shopping Center in St. Robert. If your heating and air exchange is not working properly, it might be time for an upgrade or an overhaul. AirServe Heating and Air in Waynesville is a full-service heating and air company. Allergy season is upon us, and AirServe offers indoor quality solutions. From the simple and efficient duct cleaning to replacing an old unit with an energy-efficient one. There's free estimates and financing options, so you know the cost before you start. Call 433-3613 or stop by the office at 505 Historic 66 in West Waynesville. AirServe in Waynesville, locally owned and operated by your neighbors.
The game that's not lacked for runs as we enter the top of the 5th. 11-9 now our score as we enter the top half again of the 5th. Crocker back to the plate. They lead by 2. Both teams picking up a run in the 4th inning. Coming up here for Crocker. 5, 6, and 7. It'll be Parks, Huey, and Gann. All set to hit here in this half inning. Madison Parks set to start things out. Squares up, pulls it back, and fouls it off to the right. The concession stand. I sure hope that ticket man has moved by now. That ball right at him there, but it's 0-1. Been a lot of friendly people in Eugene here today. Here's a foul ball off to the right. Again out of play over the concession stand, 0-2. First trip to Eugene. Obviously, we've called some Eugene games before, most notably last year's softball districts. Last year's boys basketball districts. Eugene winning both those tournaments. Still in it here in the softball districts. They defeated Lakeway earlier tonight, 11-0. Winner of this game will move on to face the Lady Eagles. Hartville trying to make it an Eagle v. Eagle matchup. Crocker trying to do it for all the big cats out there. 1-2, another foul ball off to the right. And again, to the entry point here. Still 1-2. Parks today, 2 for 3. 2 singles, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, but grounded out to first base unassisted back in the 3rd. You have to take the inning off in the 4th, but making your 4th appearance here in the 5th. Still squaring up to bunt here, but pulls it back. 2-strike pitch, fastball high, 2-2. Temperature really starting to drop here, or at least perceived. Our low today predicted to be about, upper 50s. We're getting there, 2-2. Outside this time. Outside with the off-speed pitch, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count to begin this half inning. Fairchild taking her time in the circle, working out a groove. Again, took over midway through the second. Has pitched since then. Fairchild's pitch. Payoff pitch, missed inside, ball 4. And Parks draws the leadoff walk. So Parks aboard now, bringing us to Katie Huey. 1 for 3 today. Ground out to second in the first. RBI single in the second. And a ground out to first base unassisted in the third. Looking to advance that runner around and regain some of that lost lead. Again, this lead was as large as 8 runs. Swinging away first pitch. Sends one off to the right. On deck here, again, Brooke Gann. Talked about how Hartville's runs all stacked near the top of the lineup. Crocker's much more spread out, mostly due to that large second inning. 0-1 pitch. In the dirt this time, 1-1. Again, that second inning, 9 runs. 9 runs, 6 hits. Helped along by 2 errors. And only left 2 runners on base. That's been the bulk of the offense today. Hartville's scoring effort has been much more spread out to get those 9 runs. 1-1 outside this time. Quick throw back to the pitcher, 2-1. Huey ahead in the count. Next pitch. Swung on and missed. That pitch perhaps also a little too low, but got her to chase here, and it's 2-2. One strikeout today for Fairchild. Two-strike pitch. Fouled it off. Caught just enough of it to stay alive here. And we'll stay where we're at. We're on the top of the 5th. Again, this game almost 2 hours old. Got started about 7:33. It's easily the longest game of the day. Here comes the 2-2. Just outside here, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Again, nobody out. Runner on first. Leadoff walk given up to Madison Parks. The payoff pitch. Well outside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Fairchild to start off the inning. Parks will move on over to second. Huey now on first. And here is Brooke Gann. Gann who's 2 for 3 today. Scored twice. Saw a 2 trips to the plate in the second inning. First time up, singled. Second time up, popped up to first. She was the first batter to face Fairchild in this one. Singled off Fairchild in the 4th and came around to score. Squaring up to bunt, pulls it back, pitch outside, ball 1. On deck now, Gretchen Candy for the Lady Lions. 1-0. Fouled it off. Tried to bunt it. But barely grazed off the bat there. 1-1. Bunt here with nobody out. Trying to move the runners perhaps over to second and third. Just trying to play keep away with this lead. Staying just out in front. Next pitch. Another bunt laid down, but this time off to the left. And it's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Presume Gann will now swing away, which she's been able to do today. Has the 2 singles to her name. But now has to be. Can't be picky. Watch the pitch up high there, about shoulder high. Ball 2. Has to protect that strike zone a little bit. Even count here. Fairchild coming set. And the next 2-strike pitch. Swing, shallow pop up. Hot by Fairchild. Throw back to first, and that's a double play. Huey, too large of a jump coming off of first. And they're doubled up. Huey's thrown out. Gann pops out. There's 2 down. Runner still over on second, though. Parks was able to get back. Now Crocker at risk of wasting those 2 walks. Here's Gretchen Candy. So Candy looking to maybe salvage that leadoff walk here. Still in scoring position. Candy today, she's 1 for 2. Single and a strikeout. Immediately shows bunt here. Does have the bunt single. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. On deck here, Maddie Rader. If Candy manages to get aboard. Strikeout swinging last time in the 4th. First strikeout for Fairchild in the game. Next pitch. Candy lays down a bunt, but bunts it foul right side. Parks will have to retreat back to second here. It'll be 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Candy in a deep hole here. Hartville playing in on the corners. 0-2 coming up. Down the middle of the plate, strike 3 called. Fairchild strikes out Candy once more and draws the inning to a close. So despite the 2 walks to begin the inning, Crocker finds nothing here in the 5th. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left over on base. Bottom of the 5th coming up here. Still a 2-run ball game. Lady Lions of Crocker. They lead the Lady Eagles of Hartville 11-9. Back in 60. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
We care for them.
Hey, Mr. Gibson. Good morning.
Hey there, honey. Take wonderful care of them.
All right, here's your morning meds and your coffee, just how you like it. 1 cream, 2 sugars.
And we'll go to the ends of the earth to protect them. You can count on that.
Life Care Center of Waynesville believe in treating patients and residents as family members, focusing on inpatient and outpatient rehabilitation with 24-hour skilled nursing care. We are proud to also offer a secured Alzheimer's and dementia care unit, 700 Birch Lane in the heart of Waynesville.
You seem a little quiet.
Frustrated at work.
Oh, what's going on?
Being a CNA at a big hospital is nothing more than get me this and give me that. I always thought it would be a job that really made a difference.
Maybe you should downsize, specialize, or find a fit for your passion.
Is there such a place?
Dixon Nursing and Rehab, located in the heart of Dixon, Missouri, is now hiring certified nursing assistants. If you're not certified but have the passion to serve in a home-like environment and make a difference in the lives of residents every day, stop in and apply today. Dixon Nursing and Rehab can provide the courses needed to get you certified and to start for your career today.
Bottom of the 5th, 11-9 our score still. Crocker coming up scoreless in the top half of the inning, but now Hartville. Hartville trying to find the final hump. The final 2 runs they need. They have not been held scoreless in a single inning tonight. But they need 2. Still have 3 innings with which to do. But now is always better than later. It'll be 3, 4, and 5. Middle of the lineup coming up here for the Lady Eagles. Catherine Bolware remains in the circle here for Crocker as she continues to try to navigate what has become a sticky situation. So Jenna Kelly in at the plate. First pitch. 1 hops the plate here, 1-0. 1 run in the 4th inning for Hartville, but before that, 2 runs in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd, and 3 runs in the 2nd, going backwards a little bit. For a total of 9, 1-0. That one finds the mark. 1-1. Winner of this one moves on to face Eugene tomorrow. Here comes the 1-1. Swing, comebacker to the circle. Boulware takes her time with the throw. Will whips it on over to first. 4 out, number 1. Fourth inning ended with a 1-3 putout. Fifth inning begins with a 1-3 putout. And so, with Kelly gone, brings us back to Brielle Klein. Klein, who has reached base 3 times tonight, but he's yet to touch home plate. First pitch, watches it high, ball 1. Reached on a walk in the first, but was thrown out at home. In the second, she reached on an error, but was left stranded at third. In the third, she walked, was left stranded over at third. That one rolls all the way in. That one hit her. Caught her on the foot. That ball sent in like a bowling ball there, and Klein will reach base for the 4th time tonight. Klein catches one off the foot. We'll have a pinch runner here. Courtesy runner. Back out to run here. Claire Dickinson once more. In fact, Dickinson was the one left stranded over on third in the third. But she's back out here to run. As Haley Parker steps up to the plate, representing right now the tying run. Tying run at the plate. First pitch to Parker's outside. 1-0. Parker today has reached base 2 out of 3 times. She's 1 for 2 total. That includes a single today back in inning number 2. 1-0 now on its way. Bunt laid down. Good bunt. Boulware coming up on it. Picks it up. Flip over to first. Is in time. But meanwhile, Dickinson all the way over to third. Took second. Moves to third. But now 2 down. As Boulware takes care of business on the bunt. And now, to score that run, Hartville is going to be dependent upon Taryn Flaxman. Flaxman today 0 for 2. But looking for a big hit here. Just trying to score Dickinson. First pitch on the way, fouled it off. To the screen here, 0-1. Flaxman walked in the first, flew out to left in the second, and grounded out to second in the third. So has made contact with the ball. Again, haven't had a whole lot of strikeouts today. Neither. Any of the games, really. I believe just one pitcher really racking them up today, but proven to be an exciting game regardless. Another foul ball means 0-2 here to Flaxman. Boulware looking to end the inning, looking to hold Hartville scoreless for the first time tonight. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Speaking into existence, I guess, as Boulware gets her second strikeout of the day and keeps Hartville scoreless for the first time tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. Top of the 6th we go now. Still a 2-run game, still 11-9 in favor of Crocker, back in 60. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Tax Pros and More, with locations in St. Robert, Richland, Lebanon, and Jefferson City, offers everything you need to start your brand new business. Don't be afraid of being a sole proprietorship and starting your own company, because you can always grow and hire later. The experts at Tax Pro and More are here to help answer any questions and make the transition extra smooth. Tax Pros and More also specializes in tax return filing, planning, bookkeeping, and financial statement analysis for your business, as well as other payroll services. Call us today and we can help. 573-451-2229.
From heating season to cooling season, whatever time of the year it is, Walls HVAC Service LLC of Brumley has over 10 years of experience in the business and is there to help you with all your heating and cooling needs, both residential and commercial. Walls HVAC LLC services all brands but is a certified Rheem dealer, and they service all of Central Missouri and offer free estimates. Give Walls HVAC Service LLC a call today at 573-286-4155. Walls HVAC Service LLC of Brumley, a proud supporter of the area youth.
2 more innings left to play here in Eugene. Potentially 2 more innings in regulation left to play. 11-9. Crocker leads Hartville. Crocker keeping Hartville scoreless for the first time in the 5th inning. Well, they'll try to add on to their lead here in the 6th. Maddie Rader immediately showing bunt as she steps in here, now steps out. Fairchild not ready to pitch quite just yet. Elle Fairchild Still your pitcher here. Again, both relievers today going most of the distance here in this one. Rader showing bunt, now pulls it back, swings away, ball off the foot of the first baseman, but fortunately there to back her up. That's the second baseman still, who takes it to the bag herself. It's a 3-4 putout. As Rader did what she needed to do on that play. Showed bunt to pull the runner in, or pull the first baseman in, then swing away, hit a hard ground ball over to first. But still playing it well enough there to be there for backup. So already one down here. It's the first pitch to Emma Ruth, misses low and away, ball one. It's good defense there shown by the Lady Eagles. There have been times today where the defense for both sides has been a little shaky. We've seen plenty of errors in this one. Not that time. Just a good play. Ruth facing a 1-0 count. Make that 2-0 now. As we see Ruth for the 5th time in this game. Again, I can't tell you Ruth's total line. But I can tell you last time up, she popped out to second. I still haven't figured it out. Can't tell if it's an F or an E. Here's a line drive, though. That's going to be a base hit, tell you what. And she'll round first. She'll have herself a 1-out single. 4th time she's reached base tonight, Ruth, and I think that's actually her first base hit tonight. She reached on a walk and an error other than the mystery play. But now reaches on a single. So 1 out, runner on first here. Bringing us to shortstop Madeline Fancher. Fancher, who's working on a 2-for-4 game. Reached base last time on an error. First pitch too high, ball one. Laid down a bunt last time up. Was almost thrown out at first, but the throw from the catcher sailed wide. (1-0) the count. Next pitch. Swing. Shallow pop fly. Easily caught by the third baseman, Parker. And there's 2 down. So nothing doing for Fancher that time through. And up to the plate now, Olivia Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 4, but has also reached base twice on a couple of Hartville errors. Reached on an error by the pitcher in the 2nd. And reached on an error on the catcher in the 4th as well. Laid down a bunt in front of catcher Klein with runners at the corners. Klein stepping on home plate, not realizing that the bases were not loaded. By the time she had moved to first, it was too late and Hayes was already safe. Hayes has only scored once tonight, and again is 0 for 4. First pitch, too low, ball one. One ball and no strikes. After the first pitch, in the dirt. Catherine Boulware on deck. Here is the 1-0. Took a stab at it, missed it though, and it's 1-1. Trying to stab a bunt down the line there, but was caught chasing a bit. But now we'll switch over to the right-hand side of the plate. And he's bunting from the left side, but hitting from the right. So, nope, still trying to lay down a bunt, but bunted it foul. 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 2 away. Ruth still hanging out over on first after that 1-out single. Hayes now switching back to the left-hand side here to swing away. 2-strike pitch. Missed it. Strike 3. It's the 3rd strikeout today for Fairchild. And that'll keep Crocker scoreless here in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits. No runs, 1 hit. Excuse me. No errors. 1 runner left on base. Now on into the bottom half of the 6th. Still our score, 11-9 in favor of Crocker. Hartville back up to the plate. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
Hi, this is Brad Shelton at the Marys County Bank. Every day, the Marys County Bank touches every corner of your life and supports you as you turn your life's goals into accomplishments. Whether it's purchasing your first car, opening a small business, buying a home, planning a wedding, or preparing for retirement. From your first car to a new life after retirement, the Marys County Bank is there for all your life's milestones with our full line of products. Stop by one of our 10 locations and see how the Marys County Bank can support your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What does Seeger Toyota of St. Robert do for you? Number one, we provide a great atmosphere. Number two, with over 220 new Toyotas either on the ground or heading our way, we provide a great selection of new Seeger Toyotas. And number three, we have you covered for pre-owned as well with over 140 on the ground now. You get to deal with the number one new car dealer, used car dealer, and service department as voted by you through the best of Pulaski County Awards 2023. Let us show you what it's like to be treated the Seeger way and make this buying a car thing fun like it should be. That's Seeger Toyota of St. Robert next to Walmart and at SeegerToyota.net.
Bottom of the sixth. We're in the end game now. We're approaching the end game here. 11-9 our score. Crocker leads Hartville by 2. But Hartville back up to the plate. Held scoreless for the first time in the 5th inning. But again, just 2 runs back. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 here. Start with Sarah Palmer. Palmer up for the 4th time in this one. 0 for 2 today. But with a run to her name. Walked her last time up. First pitch on the way. One hops the plate here. Gets to the backstop. 1-0. It is, in fact, Connor Harbin here with you today, 97.9 The Source. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Thursday night. Gotten to go from afternoon to evening tonight. Here's the 1-0 from Boulware. Catherine Boulware, who remains in the game. Pitch too low, 2-0. Boulware took over in the 1st inning. He's pitched the rest of the way. He's given up 7 runs tonight. But it kept her team out in front. Next pitch. That one down the middle here. 2-1. Palmer reached on 2 fielder's choices, one in the 1st and one in the 2nd. But again, walked in the 4th and scored later in the inning. That's the most recent run for Hartville back in the 4th. Here's a pitch that one hops the plate once more, 3-1. This game again, 2 hours and 15 minutes old. Our longest game of the day. Coming off of a 5-inning run rule game. That was Eugene Lakeway. 3-1, misses. Ball 4. Palmer draws another walk. Tying run back up to the plate here in the 6th. Here's Maddie Brown. Brown settling in 0 for 3 today. But what a time maybe to pick up a base hit. Squares up to bunt, pitch high. Raider threatening a throw over to first. And ultimately gives it on back to Boulware, 1-0 count. Brown struck out in the 1st. Fly out to right in the 2nd. And a ground out back to the pitcher in the 4th. Next pitch on the way. Took a stab at the bunt, missed it, 1-1. Got a cloudless night here tonight in Eugene. The wind's died down a little bit more. Here comes the 1-1. Still squaring up to bunt. Pitch low, got away from Raider. Palmer moving over to second. So Palmer in scoring position now. Not your tying run just yet, but still an important run. You have to find that run somewhere. It's 2-1 here at the plate. 2-1 offering now. Here's a bunt coming back to the circle. Boulware has it. Over to first it goes. They'll get out number 1. But meanwhile, Palmer does move on to third. He'll go down as yet another sacrifice today. We've had plenty of those today. Coming up next, second baseman Aaron Still. Still's had a bit of a roller coaster day today. At the plate, she's 2 for 3. Including 2 singles. Defense, she did have the 1 gaff. dropped the pop-up that led to a couple runs, but it also made a couple of good defensive plays as well. So, like I said, kind of a roller coaster day. Looking to bring home that runner from third. First pitch, 2 still. 1 hops. Raider, though, keeps it in front. 1-0. Crocker has not scored since the 4th inning. Hartville, same thing. Next pitch to Still, too high this time, and it's 2-0. To the second baseman Still. Bulware fires. Another pitch too low in the dirt. Raider lost it for a moment. Able to track it back down, though. Didn't really get too far away from Raider. Thought it went to the backstop. It was actually lying just to the left of home plate. It's 3-0. But it is 3-0. Here's the next one. Taken all the way that time by Still. Drops in for strike 1. Quasi-update from the Chiefs game. Don't know if this tells me anything about how Denver's offense has played tonight. Just got my first pop-up from this game. Ground ball over towards short. That gets through. That gets by out into left field. 1 run will score. 11-10 now as they finally run it down out in center field. They'll get the ball in. Play's going to be at third. The throw not going to be there. 3 bags. And the tying run is on third. So Still rips herself off what will be credited as a single. And then gets all the way to third on an error out and left. Meanwhile, Palmer scores. The tying run is on third. Several costly Crocker errors tonight. Several plays leading to extra bags on these ground balls getting into the outfield today. I know it is a dirt outfield, and so things are a little bit different out there today, but there have been several balls that have just gotten all the way to the fence. No balls, no strikes as we start the next at-bat here to Katia Todd. Hangs off a pitch up high, ball 1. 11-10 now our score. Todd has reached base in all 4 prior appearances at the plate. Next pitch. Here's a fly ball sent out toward right. It might be deep enough to score the run. Catch is made. Here comes the throw. Great throw, but it's not going to be in time. And this ball game is tied. Todd put just enough on that ball to get it out to right field. A sacrifice fly, and this game is tied up at 11. It was a great throw in from right. Olivia Hayes giving that one all she's got out there. But it just was not in time. Just a bit too deep. And so, you've got a brand new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th, 11-all. Bases are empty here, 2 outs. Brooklyn Klein now to the plate. This game at one point was 10-2 in favor of Crocker. First pitch to Klein. Rolls in there, ball 1. Klein today, 1 for 4. Base hit came back in the 3rd, an RBI single. Next pitch, hard hit line drive into right field. Hayes will keep it in front of her out there, so it'll be limited to just the single. But the go-ahead run is now over on first. A go-ahead run makes things very interesting heading on into the 7th. Obviously, you know what that means. Crocker would need to score. Unless they see their season end. But Klein still stands over at first for the time being. Now here's Jenna Kelly. Kelly stands in. First pitch misses. Taking off for first is Klein. She'll slide in there safely. Go-ahead run now in scoring position. Klein now on second. 1-0 count at the plate. Kelly today. 1 for 3. Pitch outside. Ball 2. Broncos scored a touchdown. Thank you, Fantasy Football. I forgot I even had Cortland Sutton. Meant to switch him out, but I guess that's not a bad choice now, is it? 2-0. Boulware set. Next pitch here to Kelly. Laid off the pitch up high, 3-0. The most important runner is the one over on second, but extra runners certainly don't hurt. You can get Kelly on the base paths here. 3-0 the count. See if Kelly swings away or not. She will, but fouls it off. It's 3-1. On deck, Brielle Klein. We approach the 10 o'clock hour today. Here's the 3-1 now. Rolls in there, ball 4. Meanwhile, over to third goes Klein. She steals third. The go-ahead run now stands on third. So the walk given up to Kelly, but the all-important run is one bag away. And coming up to the plate, their cleanup hitter, Brielle Klein. One Klein trying to score another Klein. This is the younger. The older over on third. Here's the first pitch. Swing, high fly ball off toward left. Curling foul. Is there room? No. Danielson trying to run that one down out and left, but not able to get there. Again, Crocker keeps this a tie ball game. You get a little bit of relief. You get a chance maybe to score a run. Take the lead. Force a do-or-die bottom of the 7th. But if that run comes across, Crocker needs to score a run. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Kelly taking second. Crocker not really in a big hurry. No balls, 2 strikes. Boulware looking to get out of this. Klein looking for the big hit. Finally looking to complete that comeback. The 0-2. Fouled it off. Stays alive here. Still 0-2. We'll get a second helping. 2.5 hours of softball. Here comes the next 0-2 from Boulware. Swung on, ground ball over to third. Ruth, throw across the diamond. It's in time for out number 3. We're still tied. One bag away from taking the lead, but we are heading into the 7th inning, all tied up at 11. They found the 2 important runs. 2 runs coming across on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there was 2 runners left on base. Heading on in now to the 7th inning. Will we see a winner? Are we destined for extra innings? We will find out in 60 seconds. Crocker up to the plate first. Back in 60, you're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament on 97.9 The Source.
If you're looking for a unique or vintage item for your home, shop Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville. They have a variety of antique items and collectibles, furniture, glassware, pottery, books, toys, and more. Something special is waiting for you at Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville. Open Thursdays at 11 a.m., Friday and Saturday at 10. Indian Creek Antiques in Hartville on East Highway 38 at the 4-way stop. And like Indian Creek Antiques on Facebook.
If you're a farmer, you know that things don't always go as planned. That's why MFA Agri-Services is here to help. Hi, it's Larry here at MFA in Lebanon. We offer a wide range of products and services, including custom mixed bulk feed, animal health supplies, hardware, and fertilizer. Now is a great time to apply fertilizer to increase forage growth for fall grazing. We also provide soil testing, no-till drill rental, and sprayer rental. Stop by one of our locations in Lebanon, Richland, Grove Spring, or Conway today, or visit mfalebanon.com to learn more.
Well, into the 7th inning, but we've got a whole new ball game. We're tied up at 11 apiece. In a game that was once 10-2 in favor of the Lady Lions of Crocker, Hartville has slowly made their way back in before finally tying it up here in the bottom of the 6th. Connor Harvard here with you today, 97.9 The Source. A marathon ball game, 2.5 hours. Had games that have lasted under an hour this year. This one, not one of those. So 4, 5, and 6 set to come up to the plate for the Lady Lions as they look to try to regain a lead here. Just one run since the second inning. But that second inning has kept them in it. First pitch here to Catherine Boulware. Wow! That was, I don't think that was in the zone. But it will go 0-1. I'll call him like I see him, and I'll tell you, that one may or may not have been above the shoulders. Wow. 0-1 now to Boulware. Next pitch. That one's called too high, 1-1. Boulware here today, her 5th trip to the plate. 1 for 3. Grounded out to second her last time up, 1-1. Again too high there, 2-1. On deck here, Madison Parks. Katie Huey. The third batter we'll see for sure here in this half inning. 2-1. That one caught the upper half this time. And it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fairchild's next pitch. High and inside there. Little chin music for you. Full count. Boulware ducking out of the way of that one. 3-2. Full count to start off this top of the 7th. And Fairchild pitching since the second inning. Can earn a hard-fought win. Next pitch. Caught the upper half. Strike 3. Worked the upper half of the zone. I'll tell you what. Don't know about that first strike, but that time probably most certainly caught the plate there. So Boulware strikes out. That's out number 1. That brings us to Madison Parks. Got to work with what you're given sometimes. First pitch here to Madison Parks. That one finds a zone. Strike 1. That one definitely about mid-zone. Parks today, 2 for 3. 2 singles, 1 in the first and 1 in the second. A walk in the 5th, but was left stranded over on second. Now a pitch that 1 hops here, and it's 1-1. Parks at the plate, brings Katie Huey into the on-deck circle. Squaring up, pulls it back. Here's a swing. Fly ball sent right side. Could be trouble. That ball is dropped out in right field. It's a long run out from right field. A good effort to get there, but can't hang on to it. And there'll be an error. But Parks is on board. A potential go-ahead run now over on first. Fifth error of the day here on Hartville. And that brings us now to Katie Huey. Huey looking to find that spark she had in the second inning. She drove in an RBI single. Did walk in the 5th, but was thrown out between first and second. First pitch to Huey. It's fouled off to the backstop. Strike 1. In fact, that was a double play, I do believe. She was caught leaning a bit too far between first and second. Wasn't able to get back to the bag in time. That was then, this is now. Trying to come up with a big hit. 1 strike, lays down a bunt down the first base side. It's rolling foul. They're going to let it go foul. And that'll be strike 2. Trying to get that go-ahead run into scoring position, but instead, it'll be a rather dramatic strike 2. On deck now for Crocker, Brooke Gann. Feel a lot of tension here in the ballpark here at the moment. Again, tie ball game here in the 7th. This is the closest game we've had here tonight. Didn't look like it'd be for a moment. This has turned into a very, very fun ball game. 2-strike pitch. Caught the knee, strike three, throw down to first, not in time. But a second strikeout here for Fairchild. Caught Huey looking. And there'll be two down. Runner still on the base paths here, but now Brooke Gann coming up to the plate. Both Crocker strikeouts caught looking here in this half inning. They need to be a bit more aggressive with the bat. See what Gann can do. Gann swinging away. First pitch, that's going to be a ground ball. Sneaks through into left field. That'll advance both runners a bag here. As Gann gets her third single of the day. First and second now. Coming up next, Gretchen Candy. Go-ahead run now in scoring position. Candy can get one to the outfield. Into the gap. She'll be golden. Squaring up to bunt. Pulls it back. Pitch misses high. Ball one. Candy has squared up to bunt pretty much every at-bat today, but it's translated into a 1-for-3 day. He's had a little trouble as of late, though. She's struck out twice in a row. Still squaring up, bunts one back to the circle here. Throw's going to go over to first. It's low, and it's not going to be there. Ball was dropped, and so everybody's safe. Bases are loaded. The throw was low from Fairchild. So Candy is safe at first. Parks over to third. And Gann now at second. And it's up to your number 9 hitter. Here to come through in a big spot. Here's Maddie Rader. Rader today. She's put bat to ball. Just needs to find herself a base knock. There are 2 outs. First pitch, swinging away. Here's a long fly ball out towards center. It gets down. 1 run's going to score. It gets by out in center field. 2 runs have scored. Crocker's going to try to make it 3. Here comes the runner. She is safe. It is 3 runs for Crocker. They lead 14-11. It's going to be a base knock. It'll be a single. She ends up at second on the play on the air out in center field, but most importantly, 3 runs come home to score. Parks, Gann, and Candy all score on the play. 14-11 here in the top of the 7th. To the top of the order here, Emma Ruth. First pitch. 1 hops the play here, ball 1. So again, it becomes do or die for Hartville. They've done so much to get back to this point. They're going to need 1 more final push in the bottom half. Crocker, they want more. We'll see if they can get more. First pitch to Ruth. Here's another ground ball over towards second. That gets through into right field. Are they going to try to send the runner? They will. Here comes Rader. She is going to be safe at the plate. 15-11. An RBI single for Ruth. She'll move to second on the throw. And Crocker suddenly again leads by 4. And now, before we get to Madeline Fancher, we're having a discussion about mound visits here. And they'll say she does have 1 more. I believe the discussion was whether they were out of mound visits or not. The answer ends up being no. But what a quick turnaround here for Crocker. 2 outs, tie ball game. Bases loaded. Maddie Rader comes up with what is essentially a 2 RBI single. The 3rd run coming across because of the error. And then Emma Ruth following that one up with an RBI single of her own to take a 4-run lead. This has been a wild, wild game. At one point, Crocker 10, Hartville 2. Hartville finds 2 or 3 runs every inning to get back to within 2. Finally tied up in the bottom of the 6th. And now we'll need to do it again in the 7th. And what is quickly approaching a 3-hour softball game. Wow. That's why we do it. So back Back to it here. Madeline Fancher at the plate. Fancher going to lay down a bunt. Back to the circle it goes. Fairchild, throw to first in time. And that does end the inning. So, it's up to Crocker. They'll try to hold on. But meanwhile, Hartville, they need 4 to tie, 5 to win. We'll see if they can get it done here when we enter the bottom half of the 7th. But for now, we take a 60-second timeout. Back in a moment. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament right here on 97.9 The Source.
Students come and students go. Some start at the elementary level and continue in the same district until graduation. Others move in, some move out for a variety of reasons, but usually it's the parent's job that facilitates a family's move. Whatever the reason, the Iberia School District welcomes all students. At Iberia, students get the best possible education from a staff of dedicated teachers, coaches, and an administration that cares about the product they send out every May at graduation. Whether it's continuing their education, the military, or the 9-to-5 world, the Iberia School District is proud of their Rangers and Lady Rangers.
Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the products and services and savings they offer their friends and families, like eClub. Sign up today and keep up to date on special promotions and events. Log on to tcmarkets.com and find every store's weekly ads right at your fingertips. Print off coupons to save even more money. Check them out on Facebook. Browse recipes too. Town & Country Supermarket is proud of the area youth and proud to be a part of their communities.
Well, here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Again, Hartville needs 4 to tie and 5 to win. It's a tall order, but the way this game has gone, anything is possible. Crocker, of course, will try to hang on here, try to become the one and only lower seed here in this quarterfinal round to defeat their higher-seeded opponent. Catherine Boulware remains in the circle here for the Lady Lions. They will face 5, 6, and 7. Parker, Flaxman, and Palmer. Here in this half inning, your 3 guaranteed batters for the Lady Eagles. Connor Harbin here, 97.9 The Source. This has been a great ball game. Trying to think of some words there for you. We'll just settle for a great ball game here tonight. Everything you could have asked for from what is essentially our main event tonight. Started out with a 4-0 New Covenant Academy win. They defeat Dixon earlier tonight. 11-0. Eugene dominates Lakeway to move on to the semifinals. But now will Crocker stamp their ticket, or will Hartville complete a comeback for the ages? Might be a little overdramatic, but a huge comeback try here in districts. So Haley Parker's your first batter. She takes a first pitch too high here, ball 1. Draws the ire of the Crocker faithful. The upper half of the zone has been a point of contention today amongst our crowd. 1-0. Next pitch from Boulware. That one's in there. No doubt about that one. 1-1. Parker today, she is working on a 1-for-2 day. She's laid down a sacrifice, been hit by a pitch, a single and a ground out. Next pitch to Parker. That one about eye high. 2-1. Flaxman on deck here. And again, then Palmer. Open stance from Parker. Now the pitch. Too low coming in, 3-1. Tying run is still in the dugout. Hartville still very lively off in their dugout. They still believe. 3-1. That one finds a zone. We go full 3-2. They've already made up 8 runs. What's 4 more? Already made up 9 runs. When you look at it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. And Parker will take the walk. Leadoff walk. Runner aboard. Right fielder now, Taryn Flaxman. We'll have a pinch runner here for Parker, who will head on out there. That'll be Claire Dickinson once more. So Dickinson will run. Dickinson has shown off her speed today. Again, one of the reasons Hartville has been so successful, and one of the reasons Hartville was able to make a comeback, was just their aggressive base running today. Got a final from the NFL side of things. Chiefs win 19-8 tonight. First pitch now to Taryn Flaxman, taken for strike one. Throw down to first, almost got away. Crocker backing up and then some. Not only had Olivia Hayes, but also had Gretchen Candy sprinting over there. And actually ended up needing it. Candy got her hand on that throw over to first. 0-1 count here to Flaxman. Next pitch. Ground ball sent over towards short. Could be two, but it rolls up on the shortstop. Everybody's safe. It's an error over on short, and there's runners now on first and second. What could have been two ends up being everybody safe, nobody out. Tying run now in the on-deck circle. So the tying run has now come into the field. Still nobody out. Sarah Palmer now. Palmer, she's reached base all 4 trips to the plate tonight. She's scored twice. Her last 2 trips, she's walked. 0 for 2. Not a line you see every day, 0 for 2, but a non-base percentage of 1,000 in this one. 0-1, fly ball sent out toward right. Hayes moving underneath it, makes the catch, out number 1. The runner gonna hold up over there at second, that being Dickinson. So it'll stay first and second here. Crocker 2 outs away. And with Palmer gone, here comes Maddie Brown. Brown coming in here. She is 0 for 3. Laid down a sacrifice her last time. Squaring up to bunt. Bunts one down the first base line. Great bunt, but Crocker is going to let this one roll foul. Waited on it just long enough for it to get over the line. The line's pretty fuzzy here in Eugene from all the running. But it got over past the paint, and so it'll be strike one here on Brown. Aaron still now on deck. Still represents the tying run over in the on-deck circle. As Brown faces the 0-1. Other than the sacrifice hit, a fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Next pitch, too low. Rader keeps it in front, threatens a throw down to second, but just watches Dickinson back. It's 1-1. One ball, one strike. Here comes the next pitch to Brown. Swing, fly ball, shallow fly ball. Shortstop giving chase. Catch is made by Fancher. Crocker 1 out away. Fancher tracking that one down. Had a better run at it than either Roof or Danielson. Smart decision there from Fancher. And there's 2 down. First last chance here for Hartville. Aaron Still. Still today from the numbers 9 slot. She's been the main production from the bottom of the lineup. Has 2 runs, 2 singles. First pitch, taken, strike 1. Now a runner caught between. Dickinson in trouble. Here's a rundown. Over to Candy. Candy trying to run down Dickinson, but she'll be tagged out. And that's how this one ends. Dickinson caught between second and third. And now they're going to say no. What's the call over there? What did he call? What are they going to call? Crocker out into the field already. And we have obstruction. That's the call. So obstruction somewhere means we'll get it back going here. And they'll say it's going to be on the shortstop, Fancher. I didn't see it. It's a call that's possible, but I can't tell you where because I didn't see it. So, we'll get back going here. Dickinson will head back to second now. I won't dwell on it because, honestly, I didn't see it, so I can't really explain it. Other than, yes, obstruction is a call that sometimes is called. Although Crocker still looking for a little bit of an explanation here. Before we get back here to Aaron Still. We'll get the count going here again. There was a count here on Still. 0-1. And we'll get back going here. Okay. Forget everything I just said. Still 15-11 here in the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Fouled it off. 0-2. 2-2. Sorry. I was just a little bit behind. My brain went blank when thought we had a final. Flushed out all my softball knowledge there for a second. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 strikes, the important. Boulware trying to wrap this one up. Does she have one more strikeout in her? Here's the pitch. Fouled off. They'll stay alive here. Still 2-2. If Still manages to get on board here. Katia Todd waiting on deck. Would bring the tying run in play. 2-2. Here's a swing. Hardline driving to right field. That's going to get through. Hayes has it quickly. Throw over to first. They're going to bring it in, but the run will score. Lead is cut to 3. 15-12. So Hartville gets the second lease on life. Still finds herself an RBI single. The lead's cut to 3, bringing Todd up to the plate. Dickinson scores. Flaxman moves over to third. Still stands over at first. Todd back to the plate here, making her 6th trip to the plate. She's batted in every inning but the 5th. First pitch. Too low here, ball 1. On the play, still moving over to second. One-0 count here to Todd, who has walked twice today. Actually has walked thrice today. 3 walks for Todd, and now takes ball 2. Other than that, she singled, laid down a sacrifice fly back in the 6th inning. So she's actually 1 for 1, despite having a 6th trip here at the plate. 2-0, caught the outside corner. 2-1. 15-12, bottom of the 7th. 2-1 pitch on the way to Todd. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Brooklyn Klein on deck. Tying run, though, is currently at the plate. The winning run is on deck. The 2-2 from Boulware. On its way. Swing, fly ball right side, but it is going to be foul. Hayes giving chase out from right field. Couldn't get to it in time. We're still 2-2. (10:21) Central Standard Time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boulware trying to get by Todd. The second 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Crocker's going on. Boulware got by Todd. And this ball game has come to a close. What a wild ball game to finish this one out. But it's the Crocker Lady Lions who are moving on. They will take on Eugene in the district semifinals tomorrow night. Final inning. 1 run. 1 run coming across on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and there were 2 runners left on base. So we'll do what we always do. Let's take a 60-second timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap this one up in a neat little bow. We'll try to summarize this one anyway. What am I going to send to Marv tonight? Back in 60 seconds. Again, your final score, Crocker 15, Hartville 12. You're listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament here on 97.9 The Source.
As the years go by, everything gets older. Even the new seeds just planted. Getting older means getting wiser. And in the banking business, that means keeping up with the times. For 112 years, the Bank of Crocker has met the needs of the Fort Wood area and exceeded those needs with the most modern banking services available. With Android and Apple mobile banking apps. And at bankofcrocker.com, online banking is a click away no matter where you are. Personal hometown service, however, has not changed. That's one thing that's stayed the same as the Bank of Crocker turns 112. The Bank of Crocker, with 4 locations in Crocker, Richland, Waynesville, and St. Robert. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Ever think about living to be 100 years old? Well, maybe you will. Hello, this is Martin Vernon, owner of Memorial Chapels and Crematory. Making plans and being prepared for events in our lives is the right thing to do. At Memorial Chapels, we offer many choices in funeral planning, and we're always available to discuss options regarding how best to fund those choices. Because when it comes to important events in life, you really need to get prepared.
Back here at Eugene High School, of course, here in Eugene, Missouri, what a ballgame to end things here tonight. Just under 3 hours long. We didn't reach the fabled 3-hour mark here tonight, but 2 hours and 50 minutes of softball, but it's the Crocker Lady Lions who move on. They will take on Eugene tomorrow, overcoming Hartville 15-12. 27 runs in 7 innings here today. Connor Harbin with you, 97.9 The Source. As we wrap this one up here for you, we're going to do a very quick post game here today because I honestly need to get on the road. I have work tomorrow, but let's take a look first and foremost at your lines here today. Crocker, they finished with 15 runs on 14 hits, 7 Hartville errors here today. Those errors were definitely costly for Hartville here in this one. I think that's a line you're going to take a look at and you're going to say, yeah, we probably really should have cut down on those defensive mistakes. It was really a sloppy game. It was a great game, don't get me wrong, but a sloppy defensive game. Lots of errors here in this one. 11 runners left on base for Crocker. Meanwhile, Hartville, 12 runs here today on 7 hits. Crocker also committing 7 errors in this ball game, and Hartville leaving 13 runners on base, including leaving the bases loaded twice in the first and the second innings. Runners left on base, also a big number here today. Both teams getting in the double digits in that category. Lots of offense here tonight. Lots of offense here tonight. So, again, Crocker, they pick up their 11th win on the season. They improved to 11-13 on the campaign. Meanwhile, Hartville's season comes to a close. They finish their year at 15-14, and that means Crocker will move on. They will take on tournament host Eugene tomorrow. They'll see if they can do it again. They've defeated the 3 seed. They'll try to move up the ladder and defeat the 2 seed tomorrow. But before we move on to some final thoughts and wrapping this one up, how about some Domino's Pizza players that deliver? And really, you got a lot of them. You really do, in a game that's 15-12, so we'll try to pick some names out here. As difficult as it might be, I think it's really more when you look at impact plays. I think you have to take a look at impact plays in this one. And knowing what we know, when it was 11-11 in the 7th inning, you needed a hero. And I think Crocker got the hero they needed here tonight. So my Domino's Pizza player that delivers for Crocker, that's got to be Matty Rader here tonight. In the 7th inning, 2 RBI single, scored 3 runs on the play, got the 3rd runner on the error, but the 2 RBIs ended up being enough here today. 13 runs still would have been enough to win this one, so Matty Rader will be my Domino's Pizza player that deliver for Crocker. Meanwhile, for Hartville, you've got a few of them. I think definitely when you take a look at the top of the lineup here today, you had a few players who end up picking up quite a bit of runs. So let's give it here to Katia Todd. I think Katia Todd will be our player of the game. Did strike out to end the game, but before that, you take a look here. Drew several walks here in this one. Got on base 4 out of 6 times at the plate here today. So we'll give a shout out to Todd, your player that delivers for Hartville. And so our lineups are set for tomorrow, but first a reminder, unfortunately, due to our commitments with Waynesville football, we will not be able to broadcast tomorrow's semifinals for you. We will pick up the championship game, though. We know each game tomorrow will feature a Frisco League team. Our first game of the day, that'll be the number 1 seed Iberia Lady Rangers. They earned a bye into the semifinals. They will be taking on the New Covenant Academy Warriors. In our second game of the day, we now know it'll be the tournament host Eugene Lady Eagles taking on again the Crocker Lady Lions, the 6th seed moving on here tonight. But I think that's where we'll go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. A marathon night for those of you who may have listened all 6.5 hours. Thanks for spending the night with me. Everyone else, glad to have you as well. But for Dan back in the studio, I am Connor Harbert. Hope you enjoyed listening to this one as much as I enjoy bringing it to you here tonight. Until Saturday, you've been listening to the Class 2 District 2 softball tournament right here on 97.9 The Source. Good night, everybody. Be good people.
You've been listening to Class 2 District 2 Tournament Softball at Eugene. Our games have been brought to you by our seasoned sports sponsors, along with MFA Agri-Services of Lebanon, Indian Creek Antiques, Iberia School District, Town & Country Supermarkets, A to Z Exterminating, the Marys County Bank, Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company, VFW Post 3168, the Dixon Caring Center, Lakeway School District, Gasco Sage Electric Co-op, Post Pawn in St. Robert, Air Serve Heating and Air, Life Care Center in Waynesville, Tax Pros and more, and the Dixon Nursing and Rehab Center. That's it for this time. Until next time, have a great evening.